Start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2. To speak to...
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Show's live. Yes, there ain't no stopping us now, other than not being able to sleep for a couple of nights, running 24/7. It's a good thing I'm in shape, and I'm a world-class idiot that's doing my 29 Super Bowls. Tony Bruno, we're live here, Radio Row, in the #1 position in Radio Row. Everybody who comes here acknowledges that. I'm not just making this up or patting myself on the back, but we're here at Super Bowl 52 in the Mall of America. It's Thursday. It is now officially critical mass has been reached here. Critical mass. I don't know what that means, but it always sounds good when somebody says, we've reached critical mass. And we're being brought to you by the great people at Thin Optics, our friends for many years. Thin Optics, they go with you anywhere. They're always with you. And I'm going to give a pair to my man, Merril Hoge. Now, do you need reading glasses at all?
You know, actually, I call them tape glasses. I have to have glasses if I'm going to watch. Well, I don't have to, but I like to wear them on a plane when I'm watching tape because the screen's so close.
We got them for you, man.
Good.
Thin optics.
I don't need them to read. But doing that is a lifesaver.
And we got the greatest invention ever.
Good.
Thin optics are great sponsors out in the Bay Area.
Love it.
And I'll show you. I got it right here. You put it on like this. You have it on your phone, and then when you don't look for glasses. You just look down, and
that's pretty
your
cool.
eyes stay relaxed, and everything's good. Merril Hoge, my old buddy, I haven't seen you in a long time. I see you every year at the Super Bowl. We haven't had a chance to sit down and talk in forever, man. How you doing?
It's time. It's time we break bread, my brother. Because it has been a long time.
Yeah.
Listen, first time if we want to think about how you've evolved, I want to say this setup right here is twice the size of the studio that was at ESPN when I first got there and you were there. This is twice the size.
It is. It really is. People think we're kidding.
Yo.
We were in like a little phone booth.
Right. I mean, literally, after the 3 microphones that were in there, I mean, it got tight.
Not as tight as here, though, because this is now officially crazy. Now, you've been to a million of these.
Yeah.
Back in your Steeler days, did you ever think it would get this crazy when you were playing back in the day?
Well, you know what? Actually, what's interesting is I think everything's relative. It seemed crazy back then. You know, it seemed like, gosh, this is the biggest thing that's ever happened. Now, if you go back 30 years ago when you're playing and you compared, if you could compare both in the exact moment of time, I mean, we'd probably laugh at 30 years ago. But 30 years ago, it's like, wow, this is a big deal.
Yep.
There's a lot of people here, a lot of media. This is congested. This is nuts. Look at all the people.
Now, as a Steeler guy, you know, the Steelers and the Patriots, everybody picks them at the beginning of the year in the AFC because they're clearly the two best teams. And there's some emerging teams like Jacksonville. We saw them this year. Teams that were down like Denver. You know, the Raiders looked like they were going to be a team, and then things went wrong this year. So the two best teams, Philadelphia, nobody picked them. Nobody picked Minnesota, and they get it to the NFC Championship game. So that's the thing about the NFL, you know. You can't go – well, you can go from worst to first, but you got to have the right pieces. And the Eagles and the Patriots have had the right pieces forever, and now the Eagles and Doug Peterson in this staff have really put it together.
Well, listen, I applaud Peterson for what he has done, what their organization has done, because they got destroyed with Chip Kelly. All our good players, get them out of here. Let's run a college system that don't work. Let's run that, you know. And people go, wow, but – you know, he was scoring all kinds of points. Let me tell you this. The NFL, yes, you got to score more points than the other person, but it's not about – it's about controlling the tempo, which he ignored. I mean, and we'll probably talk about it a little bit because that is a huge factor in any NFL game, controlling the tempo. When you don't have any phase conceptually to your team, offensively or defensively, about controlling the tempo, you got no shot to win consistently in this league. None whatsoever. It's a big and a most critical part of what goes on the NFL level versus college and even the high school level.
And the Steelers always have had great defenses.
Yep.
But you got to have some offense, too. And the Steelers with the Roethlisberger era and before that have always had – I mean, even Cordell Stewart, people were down on him, but you always found a way to get somebody in there. I mean, Neil O'Donnell was the starting quarterback when the Cowboys beat him out in Arizona 20-something years ago. It's all about having the consistency as an organization first, and then having, getting a Tom Brady, which don't grow on trees, and we may never see this kind of a dynasty again.
Well, listen, Tony, 10 years ago, if you'd have said, hey, listen, this is what the Patriots are going to do after they won 3 out of 4, there's nobody that would say I was wrong by saying you'd lost your mind, and it never going to happen. They're lucky they did it within the framework of what's going on in the NFL, 3 out of 4. Okay, right. That we never thought we'd see. This type of consistency, I mean, listen, everybody ought to put whatever anger they got aside and just really respect how they've done it, because how they've done it really could apply to everybody at whatever you're dealing with, whether it's, professionally or personally, just how they go about their consistency, how you prepare. Like, all of these are staples of being great. How do you never get complacent? Why is it important to pay attention to details? Why is it important to be a professional when you walk inside the lines of a football field? Why is it that you do what I tell you to do and not try to be a hero and win the MVP? But if you do your job, we win championships. To do it over and over like that, and to, Tom Brady, to have the passion to play at the level he has, but take care of himself. The way he takes care of himself, because I'm passionate about my health. And I got great respect for people who have been that meticulous in not just how they've cared for themselves, but how they prepare and how they compete. And we've never seen it. I mean, it's not about talent, you know, that's part of it, but all the things that are things that you can make a part of your life, everybody can make a part of their life in some facet that fits them with whatever they're striving for. And that's what I look at. I was like, man, how can I continue to bet? How does that help me with what I'm trying to do? And I just got great respect for what they've done. To say we'll ever see it again, right now I'll say I doubt it. I mean, it would be impossible, but I'd have said you'd never see what the Patriots did 10 years ago, what they have done today.
Well, I've seen you go through. I mean, you went through your issues with health-wise, and you played. Obviously, you were an amazing player. And now, here after your career is over, you're out there still doing stuff to try to help people who have issues or people who want to get better with life. And it starts with, you know, you look at Carson Wentz, you know, his faith and all the things he believes in, and he goes out and lives that every day.
Oh, man, listen, that's where I'm a Carson Wentz fan. I just love people like that, guys that are like that. And listen, majority of the people in the National Football League are like that. Okay, we get a bad job of having one knucklehead steal the show, and we act like that's the majority. It is not. The vast majority, they are educated, they are smart, they are productive, they are good people, they are good men. Yes, we have a knucklehead every now and then, but the majority are good people, give their shirt off the back, do things for their communities. But I love what he stands for, you know, and how he goes about conducting his business and the example that he sets. I mean, Philadelphia is very lucky to have somebody like that.
And we're lucky to have you as a friend. And now you're doing this thing. It's called Your Call Football. So explain that.
All right. Every fan, I guarantee you, whether you're just a football fan, you're a fantasy fan, you're a gamer, you've always wanted to legitimately call a play. Mm-hmm. Well, now's your chance. You're going to call all the plays through the entire game. So
wow,
Mike
Luigi's
Sherman,
a guy. You got to get him involved now. He's a guy who calls all the plays. He's got his own fantasy show, Funk and Fantasy.
Okay. This will play right into what you like doing. We won't have kickoffs. We have no punts. Once you cross the 50, you go for it on fourth down. So we're going to have all kinds of situations. So let's take a 1st and 10. I throw a bundle of plays up. You have an app. It's going to be streaming. You're watching the game, and you have A, B, and C to pick from. I could be 3 runs, 3 passes, or a mixture. Okay, so I throw that up there. The fans vote on what play to run. Once the voting stops after 10 seconds, and we still have 35 seconds left on the clock, we got time to get in the play, and we run it. So the fan calls all the plays. When it's 4th and 1, we go with what the fan
And Doug
calls.
Peterson always goes for it, so you know that's if you're.
So listen, I don't know if are we going to have Doug. Are we going to have Doug Peterson fans, or are we going to have Jacksonville fans? You know, we're going to take a knee with 55 seconds and three timeouts, or are we're going to try to put some points on the board with 29 seconds and 3 timeouts.
This is awesome. I mean, people love this stuff. They love to be engaged. People yell at the TV sets. Now you can go, and there's an app, right? So how do we get the app?
Well, it'll be out in a month, but if you just Google Your Call Football, that'll kind of give you the guidelines and when everything's going to come out. You can sign up for a letter that will come out to you, keep you up to date on everything. But now fans can legitimately be significant offensive coordinators. They can make calls because you got to get first downs and you got to score touchdowns to get points. You can win money. You can get prizes. You compete with this thing. This isn't just, hey, let's just call some plays. You're trying to win. You're competing.
You play to
against
win
your
the
buddy.
game, as
You
our
betcha.
buddy Herm
And
Edwards said many times.
And you got to call plays that are going to get first downs and touchdowns because we're not kicking field goals. So once we cross the 50, you got 4th down to deal with if we don't get it on.
And you're hating on kickers again, right, Merril? Hey,
no,
I agree.
We're just eliminating them.
You got to eliminate the kicker.
Yeah, we don't.
No
hate
onside
them.
kicks, though. Can you do onside kicks?
No, we'll just set the ball up at the 25 and let's go.
Beautiful, beautiful. Luigi?
Everybody hates a kicker until you need the 3 to win it. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just
and
saying.
then when they do, you could not love that guy anymore.
Exactly.
You never hated Roy Girella back in the days. The Steeler Nation didn't hate that guy.
Yeah,
he was good.
Or Gary Anderson.
Or Gary Anderson.
When he kicked that field goal to beat the Houston Oilers and they fired Jerry Glanville. Greatest day of my life.
I wonder what Scott Norwood's doing these days.
Oh, no, see, that's terrible.
Now, listen,
That's
all the
it.
Buffalo Bill fans are like, are you really?
Yeah,
really?
you're going to bring up Scott Norwood.
Really?
That's like
all 7
that's like-
people. I'm sorry, I've said
That's
7
like
people.
the media bringing up Santa Claus from 1968, 50 years later. It's ridiculous.
Just doing my part.
Well, Merril, I need a prediction on the game.
I got, I can't lie. I've been around here saying it. I got 27-24.
Who?
Eagles.
Oh, you got the Eagles winning?
Yeah. I think
and you're a Steeler guy, and you're supposed to hate the Eagles, but, you know, we're Pennsylvania.
They're the NFC side, so you don't hate them as much. But listen, once you get done playing, when you do what I do, I love all football fans because listen, there's a reason we got 32 teams. It'd stink if we only had one team. How fun is that? Listen, when Cleveland left, the second most disappointing fan in all of football was the Steelers. We had nobody to hate anymore. Like we were like devastated. Like, what? Who hating?
Now it's unfair.
Fun.
Now it's unkind to hate them. It's almost like they're the sympathy
Now you
team.
feel sorry for them.
Exactly.
Like, gosh, dang, I wish they could get back to
Merril, it's great to see
Love
you,
you, brother.
buddy. Merril Hoge, let's give him a roaring round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Leading off today on our Radio Row extravaganza. Great to see you, brother. There he is. And he's wearing our Philadelphia headphones.
Yeah, why not?
Are they going to hate you now in Pittsburgh when they see that you're wearing it? Because they're watching all over.
because they know my loyalty to the Berg, the black and gold.
Exactly right, man.
Bleed black and gold,
Plus,
baby.
you got 6 rings. You're not getting any sympathy.
No,
did you get the one
you
for
should.
the? Well, now, even though you didn't play, did you keep getting rings from the Steelers?
Sure, they give everybody a ring that ever was a part of the team. They just pass them out.
Just handing them out.
And then if you lose it, they're like, yeah, we'll just make you a new one and ship it out to you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I get 5 or 6.
I just want one ring.
That's actually
And I
kind of
don't
like
wanna-
what Thin Optics does. Something
Exactly.
happens,
Let me
you
give
just
you my
There you
Thin
go.
Optics here
Yeah.
now. They're a sponsor.
Yeah,
I was
now-
telling you about these.
No,
I got all the different designs. You can see them on a little turntable around there. We got it on a keychain. So I know you fly and you watch and you
I'm
break
serious.
down
This is
tape
very
all the
cool,
time.
brother.
This is our gift to you,
That was
Merril Hoge, for
You will
participating.
never lose your glasses again because you will
Exactly.
never lose your phone, right? You have it with
just
you
put it on the
everywhere.
back of your phone, and you never, will ever.
You are dead on because I have a wallet phone and people are like, why? I go, listen, I just don't want to be mad. I want to be furious if I lose my phone because I'm losing everything.
I
I'm
do
going
this. I have
down
the
in a
same
blaze of
thing.
glory.
I have my ID and everything, and
Yep.
then actually I just replaced this case, so I have my Thin Optics.
That's a cool
normally goes
case,
on.
too, yeah.
Thank you. And I normally have my Thin Optics on the back as well, just like Tony has. That way, no matter where I am.
This is my life. This is all that matters in my life now. That and my bills.
You and hundreds of millions of people.
Exactly. And Luigi.
You are not alone.
And Luigi, of course, without he would have to do something serious to himself if he ever lost his phone. He would literally have to do something to harm himself.
I'm ready to take this phone and throw it straight in the river
Oh,
before this
can-
week, before tonight.
Well,
Can we
there's
do that?
10,000 lakes here, so you got a lot of choices.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm actually, but I need my phone to Google a lake to find it where it is, and then I'll
Merril,
pause.
thanks so
Thank you,
much,
guys.
brother.
I appreciate it.
There's a great Merril Hoge, ladies and
We're
gentlemen.
going to play some music because we're going to bring in a new guest right here, right now. So don't go anywhere. As soon as this music is playing, we'll be right back.
We don't stop down for commercials here.
No.
We just keep going and going and going. We're the Energizer Bunny of Radio Row. Wait, let's make sure that headset. Now put the white ones on because they don't go around there. We're continuing live on Radio Row. Tony Bruno, the whole gang. Miss Robin is here. Luigi's here. Our good buddy Brian Gutherman is in the house today. He shut down the nuclear power plants all over the country.
Yes.
So he can be here today. So if we need a power surge problem, too bad. You're on your own. Go out to Home Depot and get a generator. We are live, and guess what? We found out yesterday, actually it was 2 days ago the news broke on this show. Bigger than anything the commissioner has done, bigger than anything the players have done. Tom Brady, I have the same tape, the KT tape that he wears on his hand. I am now ready for this game, and I'm also ready for the big game party that we will be hosting here in Minnesota. People think that Minnesota people hate Philadelphia. They don't. They're the nicest people ever.
They're awesome, and this is so big that the Philadelphia camera people are thinking about trying to figure out how to keep a camera here rather than going back to Philadelphia just so that they can have one in-house with us.
Because you see it whenever there's a team game, when there's a game, they show the fans in the city where the game's being played, and then they show the fans back in the city. So you'll see live shots, from Xfinity Live in Philly where the crowd's going to be massive. But what about the city here? You're going to see the game in the stadium, but you want to see the fans celebrating or lamenting. But I think it's going to be a celebration because the Eagles haven't been in the Super Bowl in a long time. And we have the man who has agreed in one of the finest establishments here in downtown Minnesota. We're here in Bloomington, but downtown near the U.S. Bank Stadium.
Yeah, this ain't no dive. This is
a world-class brewery, the most coveted, the most recognized, awarded brewery here in the Twin Cities. And the owner, the proprietor, who's going to help us put this together, Pete Rafakis, is here from Town Hall Brewery in downtown Minneapolis. Pete, thank you so much for joining us, man.
My pleasure, Tony.
It's awesome, man. And I haven't been there, but I've seen the pictures, and I keep reading the reviews. Everybody loves it. Your food, you brought some food here.
I did. I hope it traveled well.
It does. Well, Eagle fans travel well, and Vikings fans travel well, but I'm sure your food. So what do you have for us here today?
We make a burger called a Brewer's Double.
Brewer's Double.
I brought a couple of those. It's a double stack burger. Very simple, American cheese, a lot of spice.
No whiz
sauce.
though.
Is that one of the ones that's in here in these containers?
They're in the larger containers.
Okay.
Hand me some.
Yeah, Luigi's hungry, so he's been waiting all day for this.
Salivating when I heard this
food
was coming.
We were up at 5:30 this morning doing Fox 29 TV hits, and Luigi's like, I don't know. I'm going to wait till 2:30. I'm going to wait for Pete to show up from Town Hall Brewery.
We were on our way over here. It's 6:30 in the morning. We were getting ready to go on Fox. It's the same thing. We were like, let's get something to eat. And Tony was like, well, no. They're bringing food from Town Hall Brewery. I said, I'm going to wait.
You're going to wait.
I'm going to wait. And I've waited long enough,
for him to wait.
I've waited long.
He's an impatient man. He needs carbs. He needs energy to go work out.
I've eaten seven. I would have eaten 7 times by now. I've eaten nothing.
I wrapped them really well because I wanted to keep them at least somewhat warm. Yeah.
I mean, their delivery here has to be, nothing over half an hour, probably even less with how cold it is out here.
I see a nice brioche peeking out.
And you don't deliver right at Town Hall Brewery, right?
The Bite Squad. You've heard of Bite
Yes,
Squad,
absolutely,
that kind of stuff. So we do that.
Okay.
We have 4 locations, and one of our locations does the Bite Squad.
Oh my gosh, look at how.
But the downtown one where we're going to be doing this party. So tell us about the place, because I mentioned the craft beers are extraordinary. Your food menu is unbelievable.
It's all scratch food. We've been open for 20 years. We try to keep our menu pretty updated. That burger was invented about 6 months ago. We've got 3 or 4 other burgers as well. The other container, we do these non-bread tacos. Those are in there as well.
How great is that, Louis?
There's a simple Americana done right here, bro.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
Non-bread tacos?
I'm a big non
chicken.
fan.
We make all our own salsas. That's quite spicy. It's an arbol salsa.
Tony, you got to take a bite of this, man. I'm
sorry. I love eating on the air, but it's rude. But I'll have a bite after Pete's done because I don't want to do it. Because people get mad when you eat on the air. The other day, somebody ordered a calamari from us from across the street, and we're sitting here eating.
I'm not going to be shy. I'm going to eat
right
this
ahead.
on the air.
So how do you do breadless tacos?
Pass me a piece.
No.
Is that messy?
It's non-bread.
Non-bread.
Oh, okay, okay.
Indian tacos. Now.
So it's like non-bread,
N-A-A-N,
Indian non-bread.
Yeah. These are amazing.
So there's toppings in there, too, if you dig around a little bit.
Robin's got to put sour cream on everything.
They're in the little box.
I'll tell you what, Robin. How about you share? We'll rotate the burger.
I don't know if I want to give this one up yet.
No, she's going to have the non-bread, the naan. See, N-A-A-N.
No, naan is fantastic.
No, I love naan. Oh, you got a chip jar here, too.
What is this?
Oh, no.
Everything's better with some beer as well.
Oh, look at this. And we have the Town Hall Brewery glasses there. These are beautiful, man. These are beautiful. What's it called? Masala Mama?
Masala Mama is our IPA we've been making for 20 years.
Not Bahama Mama. That's a different
Bahama,
one.
no.
This is Masala Mama And how many beers do you brew at Town Hall Brewery?
We brew about 60 styles of beer a year.
Wow.
Sunday, when you're there, there will be 25 beers on tap that we make.
Wow. 25 in-house brewed beers at Town Hall Brewery. And I mentioned, and it's on the website, townhallbrewery.com, you have been the most awarded brewery in Minnesota, right?
We enter the Great American Beer Festival every year. We have for 20 years. We do not enter the other ones. We believe the Great American Beer Festival is the best contest in the United States. They have a World Beer Cup and things like that. Our brewers are very emotional, so when they win, they get very excited. But when
like Luigi, he's emotional.
Yeah,
I am emotional.
Usually it's when he loses, though.
But
I don't lose often.
That means they're passionate.
They
are passionate about their beer.
Extremely passionate. So we go to Denver every year for that. It's in October. We've won, they're going to kill like 15 medals.
Wow.
There. Masala Mama has it. That's a tough category to win, the IPA category. We do a lot of barrel aging beer. We've won several medals on our barrel aged stuff, and there'll be some of that there as well on Sunday. So, pace yourself.
I'm going to pace myself.
Look at that. It's like a mini little growler over there, man.
So what do they call the small growlers?
We just call them 750s.
Call them roars. Just a little roar. That's all it is.
So, this beer is a cherry lager.
Oh,
love a cherry lager, man.
I may have to have some of that right now.
We got to pour some of that.
We got to pour that
I know
right.
it's cold for your head.
Oh, we have a...
Dude, he bought product, man. He bought a hat.
I have a Town Hall Brewery beanie now. What do we call these?
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to put this on right now.
No, those aren't beanies. The ones with the tassels aren't beanies. What
do
are
we
they
call
called?
these?
I don't know.
There's a
I call
category.
it a
Caps?
It's a winter hat, bro.
Ski
caps.
caps?
Yeah, ski caps.
There you go,
Ski,
Robin.
that's
Ski
a ski
caps,
cap.
right?
Here, Robin. Oh, you can feel the cold on the inside of the hat from outside. It's great.
All you got to do is keep it in the trunk like we do everything, and we get it done here.
This dude is poor.
Look at this. We got product.
Tony, is anyone else on Radio Row having this right now?
Hell no.
No, absolutely not. They are looking at
you
all.
see this, Pete.
So
Look around.
jealous.
Who else has a location like this here in this massive radio
We're
row?
passing off some of our runoff to other people over here.
Exactly. I may, if somebody really, really needs just a taste, a sample, so they can come to our big party on Sunday at Town Hall Brewery.
No, you're not going to just do what I think you're going to do. You're going to give them a taste of this?
I may. I am generous enough, unless we want to finish this first.
I think we.
But I don't think we'll be able to finish the show if we can finish off those four. What do we call them again?
Well, let's try and see, Tony.
They're pretty mild. I didn't bring any of the heavy stuff.
Now, Robin loves the super high alcohol content hoppy stuff.
I do.
She loves the IPAs.
Okay, but in all fairness, I grew up drinking Belgian beer. Those were the Belgian IPAs.
Yeah.
That was my initiation to beer. Like, how can you do anything less than that after you've done something like that?
You can go laterally, I guess.
Yes.
You're right.
You can go lateral, but you can't go less.
I started with Mickey's Big Mouths in college, so.
I'm not familiar with that one.
I was a Genesee cream ale guy myself from up in New York State. You know, it was cheap and it was good. If you're a college kid and you're broke, now it's Natty Ice and all this other stuff. PBR is now becoming popular, so it's expensive again.
Yeah,
Before it used to be the cheap beer you could get and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's kind of the millennial thing. It got kind of turned about 5 years ago.
Exactly.
So
Pete, we're going to start the party at around 3 o'clock on Super Bowl Sunday.
That sounds fantastic.
And now, how far are you from U.S. Bank Stadium? You're right near there.
You can almost see it, right?
4.5 blocks.
Yeah.
4.5 blocks from the stadium.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of Eagle fans are in town. They're not going to be able to get tickets, and there's no designated Eagle bar. And the Eagle fans get this bad rap. I guarantee you, no one will trash your place. We'll all be respectful. And even if the Eagles win, we will not even try to climb up poles outside because it's too cold, and we'd be like the scene in the movie where we would stick to the poles. They couldn't even grease
Christmas
the poles here
Story.
because the grease would freeze, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they grease the poles.
I saw them greasing them. I didn't know that it froze.
By the way, we have breaking news on the poles. Breaking news. They will not use Crisco this weekend. They have upgraded to gear oil. I'm not making this up.
That's cool, man.
The Crisco didn't work, so now the city of Philadelphia is using gear oil.
It's a little bit more slick.
Yeah, it's
Crisco
like
is
liquid
not-
ball bearings.
Crisco is not slippery enough.
No, it's not.
No.
Crisco's for baking. It's not for pole greasing.
No, it's not.
So remember the old STP commercials?
No,
it's like liquid ball bearings.
Isn't there some kind of Italian pole climbing competition where they grease the pole and then a bunch of people try to climb on it?
They do that. The Vikings do, not the Minnesota Vikings, but they do that at all these like summer logging. The logging guys do that. Climb up the pole and then they get in the river and then they try to stand on a pole while it spins around.
They got spikes on their feet for that.
Yeah, they do have spikes on their feet.
Yeah, no, this is like some kind of it's a huge deal in some town in Italy, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So Italians that live in South Philly, it's going to be ingrained in their blood. They're going to be able to climb those no matter what.
Exactly. But we don't encourage that. We were there, the guy climbed up and he got right down. But you would think that the guy tore the telephone pole down and incapacitated the entire city and killed every Viking fan that came into town. Luckily, no one was hurt.
No.
Luckily.
Except the Vikings, who lost 38-7.
Well, they're still hurt.
I stopped watching pretty early on that.
Now, are you a Minnesota guy?
I've been here since 1995, so I have turned to a Minnesota guy. Vikings, it's great for business.
No, they're great. They're a great organization.
They had a fantastic year this year. I am a Bear fan, but they've been hard to root for the last.
Yes. But, Mitch Trubisky, they're trying to turn it around, obviously. Detroit hired a new coach.
Right.
The Packers, Aaron Rodgers will be back. So it'll be another competitive division next year.
Great division. Vikings are complaining about their schedule next year. Tough schedule.
That is a tough. But the stadium is unbelievable.
Yeah.
We drove by there this morning.
Have you been in it?
No, I haven't been in it yet, but it is absolutely world-class, state-of-the-art.
It really is.
It's a beacon.
Is that where they're also doing the curling? Though I wanted to try out.
Not in the stadium. Nobody's allowed in the stadium.
No. I'm sorry. I was actually
I
paying
love curling.
That's what happens when I'm doing three things at once. I thought you were
drink
talking
beer,
about
too.
the skating.
No, we're
okay.
talking about the stadium and the pole climbing and the barrel rolling and all that other stuff.
I was wearing
they do
two
everything
hats,
here.
so I
Ice
apologize.
fishing, all that stuff. You've done all that stuff. Now, you have to do that when you live here, right?
You
Lake
don't have to.
Minnetonka.
Lake Minnetonka, yeah. We're talking about ice fishing today, and it's quite cold out.
Yeah, we were
gonna
supposed to do it this morning.
Yeah, but Tony ended up having to do that hit on Fox 29, promoting the fact that we're going to be here through Sunday and doing
Town Hall Brewery on
Town Hall
Sunday.
Brewery.
So now, how many screens do you have in there? Because we want to make sure we have enough
1,
screens.
2, 3, 4, 5. One very large one in the back. We're
Oh.
trying to figure out where you're going to want to be positioned.
I'm going to be everywhere.
Okay,
I'm
so
going
you're
to
gonna
mingle,
roll.
but I want to make sure there's a big screen.
Yep.
So that when people see the scores, but I know the restaurant is beautiful and the brewery is beautiful and the food is amazing. So people can come by starting at 3 o'clock, but it's going to be tough to park around there, right?
It will. Parking will be tough just because of the game.
Right.
They've got almost like a block out from the stadium. You can't even get anywhere near the stadium.
And that's the way they do it in every Super Bowl
Okay.
city for security reasons. And there's not going to be tailgating outside,
No.
A,
It's
because
too
it's
cold.
too cold, but secondly, the NFL takes over everything. So you're not going to have guys with fires outside and grilling outside of U.S. Bank
Now,
Stadium.
That being said, we have a very large patio area, which we'll have some fires out there and some hay bales and things like that. You'll be able
beautiful.
to mingle a little bit out
But
there.
normally, I mean, during the season, people obviously can tailgate, but the Super Bowl is a totally different story. They need every parking spot, every truck from every TV networks here. So all those spots that are usually where people tailgate, those aren't around anymore.
But public transportation here is fantastic,
Yeah,
right?
the light rail system's amazing.
So I've been told that you need a ticket to get to the stadium on the light rail. So there is a stop about a block and a half away outside that area for Town Hall. So if
So
you
that's
are
not bad
doing
at all.
that, no.
And
You
so
just
the
go to
stop
that
is, what's the
stop
stop called now? Is it the Town Hall Brewery stop?
No, it is not.
Does the conductor announce, ladies and gentlemen, next stop is Town Hall Brewery, the most decorated brewery in Minnesota, winner of the Great American Beer 15 medals. Are the medals all
They are displayed there, yes.
beautiful? We can see the medals, and then we can see the Eagles get the Lombardi Trophy and put it up there as well.
Fantastic.
Nice.
And then have Viking fans boo me
Now,
because they're mad at
the
me.
Eagles drum line,
I heard that
they
as
are
well.
going to be in attendance as well, because after they have been doing their festivities here pre Super Bowl Sunday, they aren't flying back. They had no home. They were really concerned until they heard that Tony Bruno.
What does a drum line consist of?
A bunch of guys with drums.
Yeah,
It's
several.
like
In a line.
They were not
But
in
they're
the movie,
special.
The Drum Line, though.
They are the
You've seen all those
special
because the drum
Eagles
lines
drum
are
line.
amazing.
Okay.
Those guys are talented. There's men and women. I don't know if it's all men, but we've seen some
I don't know.
amazing drumline performances at games. They get out there, they're in unison. They're not just a bunch of drunks running down the street. These people are talented. They may
No.
drink during the show or after, but when they're performing,
Nothing.
it's like us. See, we even haven't poured any. Now, what should we? I don't have that the cherry one.
The cherry one.
What is
that
it
guy
called
right
now
there.
again?
It's that one.
This is the IPA.
That's the IPA.
Cherry one. I'm sorry.
I want the cherry.
That's what I wanted to. I wanted to try that one.
Tony always.
We don't
wants
have to
share.
take our clothes off. Remember the song? We don't have to take our clothes
Drink
off.
some cherry
And
wine.
we'll drink some cherry wine. We're drinking some cherry Now, this isn't an IPA. This is an ale, right?
It's a lager.
Lager.
It's called Pit Stop Cherry.
Pit Stop Cherry.
Oh, it even has a little bit of a red hue to it.
Oh, man. Look at that color,
look
ladies
at
and gentlemen.
that.
Look at that. That is real craft beer right there. This is not mass-produced stuff. This isn't that stuff that people think, you can just go out there and buy a case for
By the way, I really like the
$8.
glasses, too.
Now, I'm going to have to
Those
look
are
at,
not
and that's
just
and that was a
normal
perfect
glasses.
pour. See? You got to have a little foam. All these people who turn the glass completely sideways and then have no foam,
Agreed.
that is incorrect, right, Pete?
Right, that is incorrect.
This
correct.
is the perfect pour, Luigi.
You
This
have
is
to
a perfect
release
pour.
the CO2, otherwise it can do funny things to your tummy. So you're supposed to have a good pour
That's accurate,
like
too.
this.
Can we drink it now?
We know our beer.
let's do a taste
Cheers.
here, live taste test here with Pete Rafakis from Hometown. I keep saying it's Town Hall Brewery. I almost say Hometown Brew, which was a company a couple years ago that went out of
that's
business.
good.
Let's go on the money right now.
Hometown
You know what?
Brewery.
I like
But
the fact
Town Hall Brewery here in Minnesota.
you can taste the cherry. You can
Now
taste
we're all doing the cherry here.
That's good, man.
Let me taste this. It was like doing like a sampling tray. But we're doing a show, but people want to know through us.
That's fairly low alcohol too. So
Yeah,
you're-
Well,
very
Robin
little-
only
very
drinks the
little
high.
bitterness as well.
Now, what's the highest alcohol beer you have there?
we have some over 10%. Those are generally the imperial stouts, and we've got a barley wine. And then
Those
we've got
have
some
my
barrel-aged
name written
stuff.
all over it.
It's nice stuff.
Oh, that's so good.
That is, isn't that good?
I'm not a beer snob, but this is what I like. I don't like the hoppy stuff.
Okay.
I don't like the high alcohol stuff. I want to enjoy it.
We did a beer in anticipation that the Patriots were going to make the Super Bowl, and this is
You mean the Vikings?
that's what we thought at first was going to be the Vikings and the Patriots.
Well, we know the Patriots are always going to make the Super Bowl.
So we always make a beer in anticipation of them making the Super Bowl.
So this is Deflate.
Oh,
Lager.
that's beautiful.
And it is. I don't know if you're an IPA fan. So
Yes.
Northeast IPAs are very cloudy.
Yeah.
They're extremely citrus,
Right.
hoppy, and this is a lager, but it is also very hoppy and very cloudy. It's fantastic. It's almost too good to be a New England beer.
Exactly.
I like the way he thinks.
It's basically a shot at the Patriots beer.
Yes.
A little bit.
And you do a shot with it, and then you get deflated, and then the Patriots lose to the Eagles, and the Super Bowl is finally in Philadelphia for the first time ever. Just like Viking fans have been waiting a long time. You know,
Yeah,
the four
long
games, the
time.
4 losses. The Bills went through the same thing. The Eagles now in their third over an extended period of time since 1980. And that's all fans want. They want to get that monkey off their back. You don't have any Lombardis. But you know what? When Fran Tarkenton, when those guys made 4 Super Bowls, I know you want to win. But the fact that you go to 4 Super Bowls and the fact that your city has a great football tradition like the Vikings do, and now Metropolitan Stadium is here, and now you got a world-class, you went to the Metrodome, and the roof caved in, and then you build a world-class U.S. Bank Stadium. The fans here deserve it. This is a great city, and the connecting bridges all over the city, so you don't even have to go outside to go from building to building to
That's
building.
right. We are not on the Skyway, so we are off that. But
I'll be
we're
able to
fairly
rough it
close
for a
to
couple blocks to
That's
get
good.
there on
That's good.
Sunday. Now, getting out of there afterwards
Could be
maybe
a little
something-
rough
yeah,
as
it'll
well.
be different. But now we're going to have a great time, and I
Yeah, we
really
are.
appreciate you taking care of us. And the fans will come in. So you're not actually charging a cover, right?
We're not charging a cover, no.
Which
That's
is like
unheard
it's
of.
unheard of. I mean, this is
What bar doesn't charge a cover on Super Bowl?
No, this is so appropriate.
Can I stand at the door and take like contributions, and like if you'd like to fund the part of the effort, I'll be outside with a jar. I'll start a GoFundMe page right in front of the
But
bar.
here's the thing: you are a man of the people.
Yes.
This is the bar of the people because they are not going to charge outrageous prices just to get in so that you can pay even more
Exactly.
to buy
There are
food
bars
and
in Philly
drink.
charging $150 just to get in the door
for this
for
game?
nothing.
Wow.
So can we start at like $75 just to get in? No, I'm kidding. We said it was going to be no cover, and you're not going to be, and you're a couple blocks from the stadium. Where else are you going to get that? Nowhere. Except at Town Hall Brewery, Washington. Go to the website, get directions. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited. We're going to do live. We're going to do Facebook Live from there. So the folks who watch our show all the time, all over the place, and they're going to be seeing Eagle fans. And it's not just Eagle fans are invited. I mean, anybody who's here. But this is a home for the Eagle fans who can't get tickets to come over, and for any fan. Even if you're a Patriot fan, you're welcome. We're not going to discriminate. If somebody comes in with a Patriot jersey, we're not going to boo them. We're not going to beat them up. We're not going to do. We're going to welcome them in, and they can have some of the Deflate Ale. Yeah. Is that ale now, or is that a lager too?
That is a lager. Then we've got a Super Strikes an ale. Actually, that's a lager as well. And then the IPA is an ale.
And that's what Robin's going to drink excessively.
I will. I will
but
drink
responsibly, of course.
Always.
Well,
well, other than New Year's Eve, I am always a responsible drinker.
Yeah, except on New Year's. Well, we were home on New Year's Eve having prime rib, so if you're at home and you drink to excess, at least you could pass out in your own house.
It kind of
just
snuck
don't
up
do
on
it
me.
publicly. Drink responsibly. Great food. So you're not just going to go in there and drink. You're going to have great food. We're going to have the Super Bowl, and we're going to watch and have a great time like everybody wants to do on Super Bowl Sunday. Because I've been to a ton of them in the stadium, and they're fun, but I've sat in parking lots. But the NFL puts the media now in parking lots on folding chairs watching on a big screen. So where would you rather be? Either in your home or in a bar with a bunch of friends enjoying the game. And that's why we wanted to do this. We wanted to find somebody who was going to be a part of it. And we thank you, Pete, and Town Hall Brewery for being a part of it, man, and making this happen for us.
My pleasure.
Let's give Pete a roaring round of applause. And I haven't even tried the food yet, but I know it's going to be good. We're going to. Now I'm sweating. It's hot in here. We're out of the sunlight now here in Malvern. Have you been to the amusement park here, Pete, by the way?
I have not.
Oh, it's unbelievable, man. This place is amazing. I could live here. I could live here, find a corner spot, and just sleep at night and then get up and then do the mall walking like the mall walkers. We saw them this morning at 6:30. They opened the mall for the walkers. Luigi almost did some cardio. They said, nah, I just do weights. I don't do cardio. But the mall walkers are here at 6:30 every morning walking in the mall.
It's impressive. And the coffee shops open up for them.
Yes.
Yes.
6:30.
And thank God they do.
Caribou
because
Coffee, which is like the best coffee here, right? Caribou.
Thank God they do, because the media center certainly didn't have coffee for us.
They get their dark chocolate mocha.
Oh, man.
Candy coffee.
Yeah, do you have any mocha? Do you have any coffee that's got
We do. We have a Parkway Java Porter, so it's a porter, and it's nice.
Oh, man. Luigi, are you feeling it yet, man? Are you feeling this?
I'm going comatose just hearing it. Dude. Like, you understand? Like I had a sip of this. I had half of that burger. I'm waiting for Robin to hand me the damn non-tacos, and I can't wait for Sunday to get here so we can go to this place and just tear the mother out, brother. That's what I want to do, dude.
Well, we're not going to tear them, but we're just physically going to have a great time.
We are going to go nuts when the Eagles win the Super Bowl here.
I'll let you have one.
Thank you. We are going to go nuts when the Eagles win the Super Bowl here. I want everyone to come down and enjoy it with us.
Absolutely.
And to control the atmosphere.
Maybe the greatest, this is the greatest opportunity ever for fans in the Super Bowl city. To go to a great place, no cover charge.
No, exactly.
I may stand out of the door, though, and then take donations if people want to contribute. Maybe on the way out, when people appreciate the greatness that they've just witnessed, they'll leave a tip jar. You know, like they do at the piano, the dueling piano bars. You put the tip jar.
We'll put $1 outside the handle of the door.
just treat your servers right. That's
exactly.
All we ask.
And Philly people, you come and you pay a lot of money to travel to go to a Super Bowl. You're bringing extra cash with you or a credit card. So bring cash, bring 5s, 10s, and 20s. No singles, please. It's not that kind of place.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next.
Joe Theismann?
Yes.
Better known
Otherwise
as Joe Theismann, of course. My good buddy Joe Theismann's going to join us. We have so much more coming up on this Thursday, Super Bowl week here at the Mall of America in the food court on Radio Row. It's Tony Bruno and the whole gang. Stick around. We're coming right back. It's like reunion week. It's like a high school reunion every year. Not every 10 years or 25 years. Every year. We talk to him all the time on the phone, but he is here live in the flesh, ladies and gentlemen. The great Joe Theismann, who played right here, not in the mall, but at Metropolitan Stadium,
Old
Bloomington,
Stadium,
Minnesota.
Great to be here.
Good to see you,
The
John.
sun used to set right above the stadium, and you hated looking into it. Fran Tarkenton, I played against him when he was up here in Minnesota. The Minnesota Vikings, it's interesting. This was the only place in the National Football League where both teams were on the same side of the field.
Right.
And it was interesting, it was interesting going out of bounds into someone else's bench. And, it's like they sort of creep closer and closer together as the game went on. And it was, there'd be some looks and some pushing and some shoving. It was a different world in the NFL at that time.
Absolutely. We got a chance to talk to Carl Eller, one of the great Purple People Eater guys. And, we were talking about it because downstairs they have the home plate where the Minnesota Twins used to play, where Rod Carew stole home 7 times on that home plate. So they have a bronze one. So when you walk around, the history is here. It's like in the Philadelphia area. There's Willow Grove mall, and it used to be an amusement park. This used to be a football, baseball stadium, and now it's one of the biggest malls in the world.
Plus, for me, it's very special because I was drafted by the Minnesota Twins coming out of college to play professional baseball.
That's right. So you have roots here. Brian Baldinger lived here.
Baldy lived here too.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we talked to the WWE superstar Joe Laurinaitis, whose son James was a linebacker in the NFL.
Right.
He actually was born in Philly, but grew up here and raised his family here. So there's amazing how many connections there are with Minnesota from so many people.
And this mall will last forever. You know, we see a lot of the big boxes around the nation struggling a little bit because of lack of traffic. Not here. I mean, the amusement park here is as big as there is anywhere.
Exactly,
in the country.
it's world class.
It's unbelievable. I mean, and they have. Here we are at a food court.
Right.
What's better for people that work on Radio Row to
Exactly.
stumble over about 15 feet away and grab whatever you need and come back?
Well, that's what Luigi does. He has to carbo load, so he's got all these different choices. He's had a shawarma, he has that falafel.
This sucks because I'm on my way to get a coffee, and all of a sudden I get you got to come back. We got to tape Joe. So the first time I get to meet you, I wish I never saw you, Joe.
I feel bad now.
But it is interesting being able to tell our fans that want to come visit us. We're right across the street from the Shake Shack.
That's it. Absolutely.
And you can't miss my banner. I mean, I'm the only guy who has the big banner. You notice this is the space we have on this show, Joe?
But the banner,
look at the rest
banner
of this.
is all you.
It is. And our Thin Optic sponsor, of course.
I'm actually on the back, Joe.
No, Joe's on, Luigi's on the back, and Robin's on the back side of me.
I'm on the bottom.
Joe,
You're supporting everyone, Robin.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
That's exactly right.
I'm on the rinse and repeat side, as Tony would
Yeah,
say.
this is a rinse and repeat. It's actually a step and repeat. I never knew it was called that. But I call it rinse and repeat because it makes more sense.
We can't forget the Michael David Winery either.
No, you can't.
Absolutely not.
You've had Michael David wines, right?
have.
The Earthquake's in, and they have the great. And you're a big wine guy too, Joe. Like
I do wine. I mean, of course, the greatest wine guy out of Philly is Dick Vermeil.
Oh, absolutely.
Dick with all his winery and stuff.
Yes.
The job he's done so much with.
Now, the Seven Deadly Sins is their most popular, but their gluttony is fantastic. I don't know if you've heard.
Joe, and Dick Vermeil, when he was with the Eagles in '78, I used to have him on my local show in Philly.
Sure.
And back then, he was a wine guy.
Do you know that every bottle of Dick Vermeil wine has a teardrop in it?
No, I didn't. Oh, come on, now.
He cried all the time.
No.
You didn't get that?
I got it. I thought you were being really mean-spirited
I would
here.
say in your case, I wasn't mean-spirited. That was a compliment. In your case, I would say it goes over your head. But you and I have known each other so long, it bounced off and took right off into the daylight.
I just got up, Joe. I mean, we're running hard here. We ride hard.
Dick had everything. Dick had just coached with so much emotion and so much passion for the game. And whenever he'd do one of his press conferences, it's like I'd ask him, when are you going to cry? So I figured, why not have your wines have like a teardrop in it?
I agree. That's a great. You should tell Dick that. I'll tell him when I see him this week. He'll be here.
You definitely don't want the 1980 vintage then. You definitely
no.
You definitely don't want that.
That's not a very good bottle. Not a good year.
Although the Rams Super Bowl one does not have any tears.
The grapes didn't go very well. Right.
Joe Theismann here on Radio Row with us. So you've been him to a million of these things, and the one thing that bugs me about the media, and I guess I used to be a part of it, is that everybody complains.
What do you qualify yourself
I'm
now
just
as?
I'm a raconteur. I'm a bon vivant. I'm a world traveler. And so I love everywhere I go. When I go to a place, Joe, I don't want to go and say, man, it's cold out. It's supposed to be cold out. It's Minnesota.
Yeah.
People complain about everything. Luckily, I'm not one of those guys. I appreciate this. I'm going to go ice fishing tomorrow on Lake Minnetonka. Have you done that?
Hey, Mooch and Michael Irvin, you'll love this. They went fishing. I saw Michael Irvin last night when I checked in. Michael and Mooch went fishing yesterday, okay? Michael's fish or line wound up hooking Mooch's, so Michael landed 2 fish.
Did he really?
They had to get a ruling from the NFL whether it was a catch or not.
Oh, give him a rim shot, Louis.
I didn't put the board up.
Joe's delivering more one-liners, and I'm usually the guy.
What's wrong with that?
No, it's a great one.
That's a great one.
But I heard that later on.
And by the way, they got it right.
They got it right.
That's
I heard Gene Steratore then had to run out with an index card to make sure that the fish weren't too close together.
It's which one got there first. How do you have to pass a rule? This is amazing. How do you all of a sudden have to have a meeting and pass a rule and say, oh, by the way, we're not going to use index cards to determine if somebody made a first down anymore. Only in the NFL. God love the NFL. I mean, they, at least they're willing to admit things and change things. Tony, they have to. Number one on the agenda, You have to be able to explain what the fans want to see,
Exactly.
what the coaches want to see, what the players want to see. What is a catch? I have a solution.
I know you would, Joe, so give me the solution now, and I'll bring it to Mr. Goodell on Friday when he does his State of the
You have possession of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 feet down. It doesn't matter what happens going out of bounds.
Totally
it's
agree
a catch.
with you. Totally agree.
The next part of it, you catch the football, it touches the ground. It's an incomplete pass.
Even if your hand's under it?
No, it doesn't touch the ground if your hand's under it. See, I'm saying, but if it's not whether it moves a little bit.
I agree. I totally agree with you.
Just eliminate all of that garbage and baloney and stoppage of the game and reviews. I think the fans will respond in an extremely positive way to that.
And
so
it's, you know what, and I agree.
A catch is a catch, a not catch is a not catch.
Here's the thing that's even more ridiculous. When you're running with the ball, if you're a running back and you're going to the goal line, all you got to do is touch the line or imaginarily pass it. Somebody knocks it out of your hand as you're doing it. Once you get to the white line, it's a touchdown.
Exactly.
So that's not that shouldn't be a touchdown either, because it's harder to catch a football in the end zone, come down with 2 feet, and then complete the catch and then fall out of bounds and then worrying about whether or not it's going to be knocked out of your hands. That's much harder than running it in and crossing the goal line as a running back.
Let the officials focus on someone's feet.
Yep.
And whether you have possession.
Exactly.
Not stare at them as they lay on the ground and, that ball moved just a little bit. Oh, let's go to replay. Let's go look at it.
I totally agree, John.
Let's not go do that.
They have to do that, and they have to fix the
officiating
things that they can fix.
Yep.
Because, the instant replay is good, but it shouldn't be that long. It shouldn't take as long.
They gave the coaches an opportunity to challenge so they could go to replay.
Right.
Not to provide the officials with every opportunity to go to replay. And by the way, we have technology available that they can implant in footballs and decide whether it breaks the goal line.
Exactly.
So we don't have to review every touchdown.
And the other thing is the chains. Here we are in 2018. Here we are in 2018. We're playing music now all of a sudden.
I love that.
Remember that song, Ain't No Stopping Us Now?
Ain't No Stopping Us Now.
The Eagles, Dick Vermeil's team used that, and the Phillies used that back in the 80s.
I think it should be brought back.
I was bringing it back. But it came out because you were here. So anyway, let's get back to the chain thing. Because, whenever there's a short distance, 3rd and 4th and goal, 4th and 1, and the team goes for it. Then a referee comes in, this line judge, a side judge, comes all the way in, grabs the ball and puts it down like he knew exactly where it happened.
You don't.
There's got to be some sort of electronic way to know where the ball wound up.
There's been too many advances in technology.
Guys coming out with chains and then pulling them tight.
You can have the chains there.
Just so the players know where the first down is.
But if the ball, in some way, shape, or form, sends a signal that it's been made, it's been made.
Exactly.
You hit the ref on his mic and say it's first down.
Yep.
Okay, first down.
Maybe they want the intrigue of everybody on piles, and then the guy goes in there, and then they bring the chains out.
There's no intrigue because you have no idea where the ball was.
Exactly.
Well, there's one fatal flaw though. If you deflate the ball, it doesn't work. That's the one.
No,
there's no such thing as a deflated ball.
I know that, Joe.
You want to hit him now, Joe? Can you hit him?
No,
now that you can
I'll
see
hit
him?
His guns are too big.
I know, he works out.
Too big.
Although he's been
I
complaining
can
that he
take
doesn't have time to go to
I
the
can
gym
take
yet.
him.
Robin, whack him for me, will you?
Well, that's because you have quality Nordic stock. You come from up top with the chop. That's what it is. I fight low in the trenches. That's the difference.
And Joe will not complain about the weather when he comes to Minnesota like the soft people.
I'm
He's a
not going
grizzled
outside.
Huh?
I'm not going outside.
You're not?
It's somewhere between 68 and 74 where I am every day. I'm fine with
It
it.
snowed overnight.
I know it did.
But they
I
know
heard
how to
about
take
that.
care of the roads.
I heard about that
I
on
had
the
to actually
news.
I had Luigi go out and wipe the car because I got a rental car.
You asked Luigi to go out and do
No,
it.
I was going to go do it. I put my boots on. I'm ready to go out, Joe. I'm not one of these soft
I
guys.
know you are. You're a toughie.
You're damn right I am. I'm Philly tough.
You're Philly tough.
Speaking
man.
of Philly tough,
Fly, Eagles, fly.
are the Eagles going to win this game?
You know what? I'm picking New England only because if the last 10 years haven't taught us anything, you just don't doubt the New England Patriots. I would not be the least bit surprised if the Philadelphia Eagles win. They bring as complete a football team to this competition as anybody that's played the New England Patriots. They're good on offense. I think their receivers are just chomping at the bit to make plays. Their offensive line did a terrific job against Jacksonville through the playoffs. I think they did a terrific job against the Saints. Or against Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I think they did a fabulous job.
Yeah.
Now, it's different. They haven't seen this team. There isn't, what you saw of the New England Patriots is not what you're going to see in this game. And again, you don't want to place a lot of burden on Nick's shoulders, but it's going to be up to him to protect the game. I think they want to run the football.
Yep.
I think they want to keep the ball out of Tom's hands. And I believe this, if the Eagles do get up by 14 points, I don't think that New England's going to be able to come back against this football team.
Totally agree with you, because with all due respect to Doug Marrone, you can sense when Jacksonville had that lead, they were content with just trying to...
Well, but how about this? How do you... And New England waits for you to make a mistake.
Right.
Jacksonville game.
Yep.
You come out of a timeout. You get a 5-yard delay of game penalty after you pick up a sizable gain.
Exactly. You can't do that.
You can't ignore that as part of the game and the opportunity to be able to win it versus make the mistake and lose it. New England believes in this. They believe that if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to beat us. We are not going to try and beat ourselves.
Exactly.
And that's the way they play.
You're absolutely right. And the one thing that the Patriots haven't seen this year with all the teams they play is a defensive line that can just keep sending fresh guys out. Yeah. And that's a factor, because Brady will tire guys out, and you see defensive linemen get tired out on long drives where it's just, dinking and dunking down the field and moving the chains.
Yep.
The Eagles are going to have fresh guys all the way through the end of this game, so there will not be any let back. They won't even have to, I don't think they have to send max blitzes all the time either, because of their front eight, as you say.
I think this game also is going to feature Zach Ertz versus Rob Gronkowski. The tight ends will be huge in this football game. Tom loves to throw the ball in the middle to Danny Amendola and Gronk. And Ertz, to me, is a security blanket for Doug and Frank in their play calling, and also for Nick. He made the big play on the big drive. So, as you look at what the Eagles can do, I think they bring a very diverse offense with a lot of different abilities on the outside to be able to make plays. And if their defense provides them opportunities for short fields, they're going to put points. And how about the young kicker from out of nowhere?
Jake Elliott.
Think of New England's World Championships. 3 points, 3 points, 3 points.
Vinatieri was the guy
points.
early, and now they have Gostkowski, who was really good too. But you're right. Elliott, the Eagles are finally, we all can agree, a complete team ready to maybe end the dynasty that is, not forever, but at least stop it right now.
I think this could be the last run for the New England Patriots, because one of the most consistent aspects of their football team, besides Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, has been their coaching staff.
And it's breaking, and they're
Josh
getting
McDaniels
squawked out of there.
Tom a long time.
Yep.
Matt Patricia's been there a long time. Both of them should get head coaching jobs. And so when you change those positions, you don't change the concept, but you change the philosophy ever so slightly, and that can be the difference.
And the last thing is, I got to ask you this because it happened, the big story late yesterday. Your Washington Redskins. Kirk Cousins is gone. They bring in Alex Smith. Were you stunned when you heard that last night?
I was very surprised, because I didn't think they'd make the deal for Alex. I knew Alex wasn't real thrilled with staying for one more year in Kansas City. Thought he might go someplace else. Maybe the Giants, maybe one of these other teams that are going to be looking for Kirk Cousins right now. I think it worked out very well for the Redskins. They didn't give up too much. They got a quality quarterback, and everybody says, well, you just sort of traded, a Kirk Cousins. You got a similar quarterback. You'd love to have a similar quarterback. Great touchdown to interception ratio, high 60% passes, 4,000 yards passing. Why wouldn't you want a similar type of a guy? And Alex, I know, is going to be excited to be in Washington. It's a fresh start for him.
Now, what about Kirk Cousins? Now, I know people in Denver who say the Broncos,
they want him.
They have to have him, because you can't have John Elway hit another ball into the water, as in Tim Cup. You can't take another chance with another quarterback and hope that it works out. You've got to bring somebody in to stabilize this thing.
It's too hard to learn the position, to be in the position Denver is in, to bring a young quarterback in and help him try and learn. You had Paxton Lynch, who got hurt too much. So what you do is you go get yourself a veteran, and Kirk is the only one on the market.
Right.
Case Keenum. Okay, take your pick. Which one do you want? They're not the same quarterbacks.
No.
Denver's looking. I think Jacksonville will be looking, because Blake Bortles had surgery on his wrist, plus he's a $19 million number next year.
The Jets.
So you upgrade a little bit. The Jets are one. Buffalo, possibly another one. And, of course, we can always say Cleveland. I think they're looking. But
I agree. Kirk's there's an open market
maybe
for
somebody comes out of nowhere, but I doubt. I think it'll be one of those 5 teams.
And I think, well, we mentioned Buffalo, and obviously they want to make the next step up, and you bring in a veteran quarterback who's played well, and as you mentioned, Kirk's had a great career in Washington.
Minnesota's another one that you could possibly move. I mean, Teddy, you hope he's well. Sam, you hope he's well. Case, did an excellent job, but I think you basically saw what you're going to get out of Case Keenum.
Breaking the world down as only he can, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to give you the thin optics, Joe.
Yes, but we also have news for as you know, this city is a little bit leery about all these Eagles fans coming, and the word has come out to local establishments. And unlike other Super Bowls where different bars designate them either the one team or the other bar, nobody so far had been willing to designate themselves an Eagles bar
an Eagles viewing bar on Super Bowl Sunday. And you know, in Washington they have Eagles bars.
Absolutely.
They have Chiefs bars. Every city has.
At my restaurant in D.C., we get some days it's the Steelers coming in, some days it's Eagle fans. You get that.
I still haven't been to your restaurant down there, Joe.
Well, you've been invited.
All right, I got to come down.
It's not my fault, it's your fault.
But Tony, they reached out, Town Hall Brewery. Tony will be hosting the one and only Eagles viewing party for the Super Bowl Sunday.
For the people who don't have tickets, you want to watch it. It's a great brewery. It's actually the most awarded brewery with their craft brews in the city, right near the stadium. So it'll be a great time.
You know what? I'm so excited for the Philadelphia Eagle fans. I really am. I played in the division and great times against Jaws and Dick and all those things, and Mike Quick and all those guys, Bill Berge. All my friends now, all the guys I competed against. I'm so excited for the Eagle fans because they are so excited about their football team.
Yep.
And I'm thrilled for Nick. I think he's just gotten better and better and better, and Frank and Doug have gotten more and more comfortable with him. Alshon basically said to Torrey, I listened to it on TV, that's why we came here. Mm-hmm. And that's why they're here, and they're impact guys. And I'm excited. LeGarrette Blount, okay, he's got a ring from the other side. Chris Long has a ring from the other side. And just what can you say about Chris Long? To dedicate his entire salary to help so many people. To me, these are the kind of stories that the world should know about our players in the National Football League. Yes, we have people that make mistakes, but by golly, we ought to just trumpet everybody like Chris Long and the guys that give back so much.
Absolutely.
And to the Eagle fans that are just, I'm thrilled for them. Being a fan of the Redskins, rooting for a couple of Super Bowls that I didn't play in and the ones I had a chance to be a part of, it's sometimes it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Exactly.
And for so many young kids out there that have never seen it, their parents have said, we've been to them, but we've never been to the Promised Land. I think the Promised Land's a lot closer than people think.
Absolutely. And then they'll finally, the one thing I think the fans, including myself, because I've been there my whole life, is finally, we don't have to answer that. You don't have a Lombardi in your trophy case, right? Because that's the ultimate.
That's
the only team in the division and one of the few remaining teams that doesn't have a Lombardi.
And there are only 32 quarterbacks that have quarterbacked world championship football teams out of the 52. I mean, think of it.
Can I touch the ring, Joe?
Sure
Let me touch that.
For good luck.
Oh, yeah, I want to touch it for good luck, too.
Luigi, touch that for good luck, man. What do you mean, no?
Touch the ring.
What?
It came from a division rival, man. I want no.
Oh, get out of here.
Okay, now you're getting it.
We made him touch.
That was a fake touch.
I
That
say
wasn't good.
all these nice things about the Eagles, and you hit me with that.
Wow.
Do us all a favor. Go get something to eat.
I will.
I love him. We don't need you on this show.
I love him.
Definitely
We
not.
don't need that kind of
Go
attitude.
away.
That's anti-Eagle attitude.
I'm just kidding, Joe.
There's loyalty and then there's...
You're like what
Robin told me to be
gives him a
quiet, not
bad
saying anything,
name.
so I'm not saying anything.
No, you were
My
saying.
Robin tells me to be quiet all the time.
How is Robin? We haven't
She's
seen her.
great.
I
Is she
know.
here?
Robbie, no, she's not. This is crazy. This is
It is
crazy
crazy.
for her, but she's home.
I remember when I used to see her when we used to go to like lobbies before the place
Yeah.
became a mob house. We could actually sit around in the hotel lobby.
She said
And so-
she said I did it for 20 years with you. Go. I'll see you later when you come home. So yeah.
The great Joe Seisman. Give him a roaring round of
I've already
applause
got
there.
ready to go. You kidding me?
There you go. Joe,
Thank you
it's great
very
to
much.
see you, brother.
Thank you very much.
That's it. That's the right way.
I'll
See,
give you the right way. Thank you
that's-
very much. Thank
That's
you
the
very
Queen
much.
of England.
That's it.
That's because you know what she's doing when she waves that way? Putting in a light bulb in Buckingham Palace. That's how she does it. Joe Theismann, ladies and gentlemen.
Tony, you're priceless.
Thank you, Joe.
You are. They ought to put a statue of you right next to Rocky. I got to tell you.
No, if the Eagles win, there'll be I'm taking the Rocky statue down and building one for Nick Foles and
That's it.
Carson Wentz. I'm going
I
to
think
put
they're
two.
side by side. They should be arm in arm.
I think Tony should have his arm hooked around Rocky.
Exactly.
Let his arm around his waist. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Joe. That was Joe Theismann a little earlier. Actually, yesterday we grabbed him and sat him down because, people are just coming through here. It's like a conveyor. It's like a convention in here.
Convention.
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 I said I work on a term, not sanitation.
Exactly. It's like a fucking convention in here. a poking convention.
Yeah, just in case people were like, hey, wait a minute, that's not the same
I
shirt.
know, I'm wearing a
that they-"
striped shirt today and yesterday because I don't wear the same clothes every day. We did laundry last night at about midnight before we had to get back up at 5:30 and come right back here.
That's right. We were all in the family, man, going down checking the dryer every hour.
Yeah.
Oh,
we got
man, it was a mess.
we got clean clothes. We got a full tank of gas. Actually, we're only down to a quarter tank.
Yeah.
We got to fill up the tank. And then we're going to go out tonight.
Well, you're going to go out tonight.
No,
I'm
we're
stuck
gonna
home,
get,
bro.
We're going to get you out there, Luigi.
No, I'm rolling solo tonight, man.
No, you're not.
I'm rolling solo.
You are not. We will get you in.
I'm going to the
and
movies
if you
or
don't
something.
stop giving me any of that nonsense.
What nonsense?
Crying about the party stuff.
I'm not
You're
crying
going
about
to
nothing.
every damn party, Holmes.
I couldn't get in,
Every
bro.
party.
Well, you know,
No, Rob,
you can't. Not everybody can be Tony Bruno.
Exactly right. You're going to the Steinberg party. You're going to the Thuzio party. You're going to the Taste of the NFL. Okay? What else? We have you're going to my party.
Yeah.
You won't even have to pay
And
cover.
yeah.
Nice.
And you're on my tab.
I appreciate that.
What more can you ask
I'm
for?
going to sink that ship.
Now I feel bad because we have totally been neglecting the conversation that's happening on Facebook Live.
Yes, because we've been eating and drinking wine, and then we went to beer.
Clark Simpson says Luigi was a wuss. How was I a wuss? What did I do?
What'd you do now?
I have no idea. He called me a wuss.
Now, well, Clark Simpson said that he missed us on Lake Minnetonka. So he was out there ice fishing.
We couldn't go.
But we could not. It wasn't just because it was cold. That actually was an excuse. The real reason was that we ended up having to take a nap after the very early morning hit on Fox 29.
I had to hug Bonnie Jill Laughlin because she's my girl.
I have no idea who that is.
Bonnie Jill
I
Laughlin.
have no idea who it is, Tony.
She's a humanitarian. She's actually an NBA. She probably knows more about the NBA than you do.
She probably does.
She does. And you know a lot about the NBA.
I do know a lot about the NBA.
Before we get Donnie Jones in here, we'll talk. He played on that Eagle team. He's coming over here now. Remember Donnie Jones?
Yep, we're kicking.
Absolutely,
we're
man.
kicking Brian out again.
We're gonna pop Brian on. He's got himself a frappuccino, a white blonde,
Half whip.
Well, no, there's a new thing. Starbucks is doing blonde something.
Blonde.
Like blonde. What is it called?
I've never
Rob?
walked into a Starbucks in my
There's
entire
one
life.
right behind us.
I will never
don't
go
know.
in there, man.
What's it called? Blonde. It's a blonde espresso. Blonde espresso. I saw her earlier. She was on the
Hey!
side stage.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
think she's going to work her way up to the top.
You can finally say I like my coffee like my women.
Yes.
With that particular
I like him dark
phrase.
and bold. I like him dark and stormy. Come on, sit down here, Donnie. Come on, man. What's the matter with you?
Talking about all these blondes around here.
I
and
see
I'm
you
not
with
a blonde.
No, I know you're not a blonde, but you like blondes, and who doesn't?
Who doesn't like blondes? You're right
Robin
about
likes
that.
blondes. Luigi likes blondes.
Everybody likes blondes.
Of course. Everybody loves Raymond, but that's another issue for another show. Now, we see you every year. We were giving you love when you did Donnie Owns the World. It takes over the world, all the TV
You know what's
shows.
crazy? I've heard so many different iterations of that, whether
I
it's
know.
Tackles the Globe, whether it's Owns the World, Runs the World, Travels the Globe. I mean, there's a lot of different... It's just that people remember. You know,
It should
that
just
I
be
travel.
Where in the World is Donnie Jones?
No, that
That's
was a
what it
different
should be.
show.
That's a good one. I like
That's a
that
good one. I
name.
mean, because
Remember, it was
you
on
were
Travel
everywhere.
Channel. You got to go everywhere and
I did.
get involved with physics, not just go in and eat monkey brains in China or wherever they eat monkey brains these days. You were going and getting
Actually,
involved in athletic
I
competitions.
did, but I did have those monkey brains too.
Well, they're good, man.
They're
That's
pretty
good protein,
Yeah,
right?
It's really great protein. It makes you smarter.
Yes, it does.
At least that's what they tell you in order to make you eat it a little bit more.
Now, how many countries when you did that show on Travel Channel?
On the Travel Channel, it was probably 20 countries, 20 different sports. You know, learning about 20 different cultures. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I love that stuff, man.
That show, I don't think it saved my career, but I think it made me a better football player because I was able to sort of understand the different sports and I was able to apply those sports and, physically being able to sort of change myself in order to be able to put myself in different stressful environments in order to play the game better.
And obviously now in your life after football, I mean, you're well-rounded. You can go anywhere. You're doing people call you when they see, man, that Donnie Jones.
No, people call me all the time. They email me and they're like, oh, I'm about to go on vacation. Where should I go? Oh, I'm about to take this flight. What seat should I sit in? Oh, I'm about to go to this city. You know, what restaurant should I eat
Don't
at?
you have your own travel agency now?
And I was like, yeah, I'm not your travel agent. I don't have that list. You just might use Wikipedia. You might just use, I don't know. You might just use
Ask
Google.
Alexa, you know?
Yeah, ask Siri.
Siri,
She'll
Alexa.
tell you.
Alexa's picking the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. You know that. You saw
Who's the
that, right?
score?
If you say, Alexa, who's going to win the Super Bowl? She says the Philadelphia
But
Eagles.
why, though?
I don't know why, but that's what she says.
It's
Check it out all over
Google
the country.
algorithms.
She said the line's talking to her. That's what she said.
The line.
She didn't say she's going to cover the Eagles will cover the spread. She said the Philadelphia Eagles will win the Super
You
Bowl.
know, I wonder if that's already baked in based upon that algorithm that you're talking about.
It has to
It
be.
has to be.
So
everybody else.
if I do that right now,
You have Alexa on there?
No, it's Siri.
No, it's not Siri.
It's
It's
not
Alexa.
Siri.
Let's see what Siri
Let's
says.
I don't
see
know what
Siri
Siri says. Let's check what Siri
Hey
says.
Siri, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Let's listen in. Put it close to the mic. I want to hear her.
Hey Siri, who's going to win the Super Bowl? I'm going to try it again.
Siri's clamming up, man. This is our big chance.
Forget that Siri. I'm calling Susan Bennett, the real Siri, right now. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna call her right now.
We had her on the show.
I can call her right now.
No. She's
Who's
going to
going to
be
win the
busy.
Super Bowl?
The real Siri doesn't know who's in the Super Bowl, probably.
The Patriots will defeat the Eagles by 4.5 points.
Wow.
What did she say?
So those in the know say that the Patriots will defeat the Eagles by 4.5 points.
Wow, so she's laying the 4.5.
She's taking the
and
favorite.
taking the Patriots.
Right.
I think Alexa just says the Eagles are going to win, which means you take them on the money line if you're a gambling degenerate, which most of you listening are. You take the Eagles on the money line, and you make more money than trying to bet on the Patriots with the money line.
So that's where they probably get the information from. They're just looking at what the lines are looking like.
So we got conflicting automated voices now on the Super Bowl. You got
Or conflicting algorithms.
maybe we should have them fight it
Or
out. Maybe they should have, instead of Puppy Bowl and the Kitten Bowl, they should have Siri versus Alexa
Bowl.
Yes.
in a steel cage death match at halftime.
You need to somehow trademark that competition.
Yes.
Just make it only on your show. First heard right here.
Now, the last time the Eagles were here, you were playing, not here in Minnesota, but in
that
Jacksonville.
was a long time ago.
Jacksonville,
13 years.
Down in the Jaguar territory where everybody was staying on cruise ships down there. And you guys, played a pretty good game against the Patriots. And that was...
Yeah, but it seems like everybody I talked to seems like that game was wildly out of control. And Donovan was throwing up all over the place. Some people say he was throwing up. Some people said he wasn't throwing up. I don't know.
You were there. Was Donovan throwing up? Can we end this? This is an urban legend. It's like Santa Claus being booed in 1968. But you weren't watching?
What am I watching for? I was on the defense. I was just trying to.
You want to see him punch it in so you can win a damn Super Bowl.
I want to catch my own breath, just in case anything else happens. But
are you bitter over that? Are you as bitter as the Viking fans about losing 38-7 2 weeks ago?
That's a lot different.
Yeah.
31-point gap is a big difference.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the Falcons are a little bit bitter about our, that goose egg that we did, before the playoff game. So. But I'm not bitter at all. It was a great game.
No, I know.
It was a great experience. And you can't be bitter about all negative situations in your life. It's tough. I mean,
only Luigi. He's the only
guy
who's
walk around
bitter
upset
about
all
everything.
the time.
I'm not bitter. What are you talking about?
You see what I got? I got the Tom Brady
Kinesi
KT tape.
Does it help?
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
feel
not cut
better?
or anything.
What
But
are
no,
you
I got tendinitis.
What are you going to do with that hand now?
Nothing, man. I'm just going to – it feels better.
You feel
Because
better?
I'm old, man. I got a little arthritis. But Brady – you
do
don't
that
put
for
these
you?
over cuts. This is the company. You've seen James Harden. All the
you
athletes
put it
are
over,
wearing.
it's more like on our fashion. It provides support.
It's for
Exactly.
sprains.
It's for sprains and body aches. It's like the thing Brett Favre sells.
Do you remember Nikan?
No.
Back in the day, the magnets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So remember, what about the copper bracelets?
Copper
you know about
bracelet.
that too?
Yep.
And
You
well,
remember
listen,
about-
Brett
remember
Favre
that-
says the copper
Remember
stuff
about
works.
The balance stuff
Yes.
that was out there?
Yes.
Too? Yeah. Where did all that stuff go?
I think you can buy it here in the Thank You Minnesota store.
Exactly.
Right next to
Tchotchke
GameStop.
shop.
The
If you can't
Tchotchke.
find it here, you can't find it anywhere.
You're damn
man.
right, man. What do you think of this Mall of America? You've been here before. Did you do one of the Dhani Tackles malls yet? That should be the
I was
next
thinking
show.
That'd be actually a pretty good show. But considering all the malls are dying around the world,
This
that
one
show
is
may
not,
not
though.
last a long time. I know. So the roller coasters in that whole area right there,
Great.
in the theme park, 100,000 people.
It's crazy.
A weekend or like
It's
on
amazing.
a Saturday.
Now, have you
That's
been?
a lot.
Have you been on any of the rides yet?
I did. I went on the one roller coaster.
The
I
awesome
think
one.
my back is still
No.
killing me from
That's
that.
a SpongeBob one with all the conversions.
Right,
you
you
do,
just go straight up,
You go
you go
straight up,
straight
90,
down.
yeah, and then you do like
I took my camera.
corkscrews.
I have
You
point
held
of
it out?
view. I held it
Yeah.
out. I have my
The guy kept telling her to put it
POV.
away, and then she defied them. We have it all on video.
See, you would have hurt somebody if you would have let go of that camera.
But I know because
a
I have a
professional.
pop socket on the back of my phone,
So you could just hold on to
so
it
I
like
can
that.
hold on to it. See.
She was
So-
pop locking too on the
It
thing
was
too.
locked,
Pop
popped
locking
and locked.
video.
Popped and locked. baby.
So the video came out nice?
It's shaky and I'm screaming, but it came out fantastic.
You're doing invert, you're doing corkscrews, you're doing loops, you're doing
I know.
corkscrews.
You feel it.
I love that. I love that. I was going to say I love that shit, but we can't say. Yes, we can. We're on a podcast. Dhani Jones joining us. We see him all the time, everywhere.
I just have a recommendation really quick. You need to go over the flyover America and flyover Canada.
Is that the zip line?
No.
If you've been to Disneyland or Disney World, they have this soaring over California.
No.
It's like a hang glider, but it's a 360 movie, not it's not the 3D.
So it's a movie.
But you feel like you're soaring, so it's moving, and it's not.
It's
one
like
of
an
those,
IMAX kind of thing, all the way. But
it's not virtual reality. It's
real.
real.
Amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
You
So worth
do
it.
Man.
It is so worth
it. It is the greatest.
I don't know.
They fly over Canada.
You go through the trees. You smell the pine trees. You get missed by the glacier.
You feel like you're there.
It's incredible.
It's awesome, man. I'm telling you.
And the
How long was the
cinematography.
line?
Applaud every time I go on those things. At the end, I'm like,
So I've never
crying.
done that before.
Oh, you need to do it.
I do it.
So when I go to...
I go dick for meal when I go on those rides.
You do?
Man. I'm sobbing every time it's over.
When I get a chance to go to like different theme parks and stuff like that, I'm always the one that just sticks to Main Street. So
Really?
like down Disney World, I'm on Main Street. I'm just hanging out, having an ice cream cone, listening to like the doo-wop bams and things like that. So
Yeah, I don't do roller coasters myself, so.
Well, I do them sometimes, but I like to think like I like to spend my time on Main Street, and I'll pay in order to jump in front of the line, and then I'll get done in like half hour.
I got you.
And then I'll come back to Main Street and just sit there and let everybody else run around.
This is more of an experience in itself. You got to do it. It's pretty awesome.
I'm telling you right now, you got to do it. We'll hook you up too, man.
They take you down right
You
over
probably
the
know
lake.
somebody.
I know somebody who knows somebody. And the Mall of America loves me because I always
love
greet
us.
them, and they bring stuff over all
How
the
come
time.
you guys have so much stuff at your table?
Because they were having a Super Bowl party here because there's no Philly bars in this town. So Miss Robin said, you know, they're a little angry at the Eagle fans, what happened last week, 2 weekends ago. And so we found
you got
Town Hall Brewery downtown right near the stadium.
You got some burgers.
We got everything here,
at this
man.
Are you
table.
hungry?
I'm just upset I wasn't able to add something here. Oh, you know, I gave you a credit card.
No, this is my car from Bank of America because I
But
know.
I gave you a Bank of America credit
No,
card.
what I want you to do with this is I want you to go and get Zelly and then transfer some money here because I'm tapped out, bro.
Right, you don't have your Bank of America mobile banking app
Yes,
featuring
I do.
Zelle?
I do have it
Yeah,
right
so
here.
you can just use that. I have mine. I can just transfer you some money. It's easy and it's secure.
That's great. I
That
saw
is awesome.
commercials for it. Now I've been a Bank of America customer. What does it say on that card right there? How long have I been a customer?
Since 1886.
Exactly right. Before they even knew they
Man,
were
that
Bank
is
of
a
America.
That's a long time ago. Who is that young man right there?
That's the guy who was dyeing his beard and now doesn't dye and went natural, man.
As soon as they signed the
Going
Declaration
natural.
of Independence, Tony signed his Bank
Now,
of
where
America.
does it say? A
credit card.
customer since when?
I said
can't see.
1886.
No, it's not 1886.
I mean, it was
Why don't you
long
get out
time
your thin
ago.
optics? Maybe you could read
Yeah,
it.
let me get my thin optic glasses on.
Oh, I have
Sponsor.
those.
This is our sponsor, Thin Optics.
I have those.
Are they awesome or what?
Yeah, because I use them for needle pointing.
We have the most fantastic.
So I put them right there on the bottom of
Yeah.
my nose, and then when I'm doing my needle pointing, it helps me, especially when I have like white yarn against like a white background.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Look at
it's more
you.
difficult to see
Now,
that.
do you crochet or just needle point?
Just needle point. I haven't learned how to crochet
Do you
or
do
or
it
knit
freehand
yet.
or do you have to use like a template on your needle point?
No, the template. Because I'm not that good. I don't know how to draw
You
those
can't
patterns
freestyle,
in my head. I can't freestyle needle point. You know
You
how
can't
crazy that
freestyle
is?
needle point?
1,000 in, I got to start over again.
So Thin Optics has upgraded to a new system where you can interchange the designs. So you put the metal plate on the back of your phone, and then you can choose what it. Look at
See,
the
like right here? Look at this. So you
Yeah,
do
I
this
do
and you
that right
take it
here.
off? Yeah.
So I go like that.
Yeah.
I put on my glasses, and then I just work just like that.
That's
Easy on,
what I'm
like,
talking
airplane.
about. Exactly.
These
So there it
ones
is,
are
man.
well.
We're
Are you
hooking you
serious?
up.
This is amazing.
Is that awesome? We got the whole package for you, man.
Well, I
And we got the
appreciate- I appreciate
keychain.
that.
Where's the keychain, Luigi? Let's give
I thought I
Donnie
gave
Jones a keychain, too.
You guys got everything over here.
We got. Why do you think I have the biggest spot on Radio Row, man?
This is amazing.
Does it say we're not?
And so
I'm
this
a
is another
customer
case
since?
right here? There's
Yeah,
two
So
that's-
that there's 3 cases. You can choose more if you want, and then
No, this is just fine.
and then the metal plate, the metal one that you put on the back of your phone, is in the plastic bag.
All right, so
See,
you
and
guys,
then you can change. So instead of having, you have this stuck on now, and then you have the interchangeable magnet ones that you put on there, so you can change them for different motifs.
Oh, that's
like
nice
if you're
of you
going
guys.
all black, you can, you want American flag, you
so
want
you
to go
guys got all
patriotic.
this good stuff, and I just hooked you up with a way in order to like
Yeah,
save
tell us
yourself.
that because I love Bank of America,
No, I
and I've
mean-
been a customer
No,
forever,
I think
man.
I think it's a fair trade.
And there's an
I appreciate
ATM
you guys
right
hooking
here.
me up.
And I saw you on the video
Well,
on there,
so
24/7.
their
You're running
Their
here.
ATM is actually an advanced center, so there's no
Straight
it's
cash,
tellerless.
homie. Straight cash, homie, is right.
Yeah, there's no one there. You have a digital concierge that you talk to Then there's a private room
there's a private room?
It's a video conferencing room.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought the private room in the
It's
back.
like the champagne room of Bank of America.
It's a video conferencing room if you want to do like private conversations with your concierge
Oh,
about
that's cool.
about loans and student loans, or whether you have if you have a small business loan, if you want to talk about your retirement, if you want to talk about a lot of different things.
That's awesome.
So they're completely advanced in terms of the things that they're doing with the Advanced Center. But with the Bank of America mobile banking app featuring Zelle, that's another way in order to.
So it's pronounced Zelle because I see the new commercials, and it's the next big thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that are, it's cashless, it's easy, it's secure, it's an easy way. We say to pay up or get paid, and the most important thing is if you're lending people money.
Like Luigi, he's going to borrow money to try to get into the EA party tonight.
Exactly. Use it with Zelle. And then people, you can make sure you get that money back.
Well, it's nice that there's customer service involved because a lot of these other ones that I won't mention, there's no customer service. If anything goes wrong, you're kind of SOL.
You know how many people are going to participate this week right here in Minnesota? It'd be more than 4. 10 million people will be going around using ATMs, taking money out, transferring money from other accounts, right?
Well, there's a lot of people that take out a lot of money, but there's 3 times as many people that are going to be using Zelle because they know it's easier.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry about all the rest of those transaction fees and everything else, and it's easier to deal with. I mean, there's a lot of money that's floating around during the Super Bowl.
I know.
Recirculating.
Recirculating. Exactly right. It's all about that. All right, I got to ask you now. So you go to bankofamerica.com/Zelle so you get all the information on it. And if you're a Bank of America customer, you already know the great service. That's why I whip my baby out here right now. See, this is right now.
Okay, don't show it to people, though.
No, I can't give you my number. But I have security.
Let's not do that again.
If anybody ever used my card, they would call me right away. Say, dude, you only got $38 in your account, and somebody just tapped you out.
Right.
And then go Zelle, and then you can transfer money and get it taken care of.
Get all the money right back.
Exactly. All right, Eagles, you're a former Eagle. I know you play for the Bengals, too. Were you more of a Bengal guy or an Eagle guy?
You know what? It was a different time in my career when I was in Philadelphia. Was I more of one or the other? I was committed to every team that I played for. New York, I was there for 4 years, and I felt like they raised me, and it was a tremendous experience. I didn't know anything. And then I go to Philadelphia, and, you're playing in order to justify your worth because that's a new contract. And so then we get to Super Bowl. And then Cincinnati, you're playing, or I was playing, in order to justify the fact that I could still play. And so it's hard for me to say, like, what was I more of? Because there were different times in my life that I was, right? And but Philadelphia, going to the Super Bowl, that was the highlight of my time there.
So do they have it? You saw that team. You saw probably. Were you born in the '81 Dick Vermeil era teams, man? Will you remember that?
I was born in '78, and I was overseas in '81, so
you didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
But you watched the tape of Kenny King and the guys taking care of business for the Oakland Raiders against the Birds.
I've seen some of the tape.
So most people feel, as great as the Patriots are, that the Birds have a chance here. That they, because of the way Doug Peterson coaches and because of their defense and defense. The circulation of linemen, the fresh guys they can keep bringing, that's got to be the key here without having to send maximum blitzes all the time, right?
Well, I mean, it all depends upon how the Patriots correct at halftime.
Right.
That's all we care about, right? And I want the Eagles to win, but if the Patriots are one step ahead of them, as they usually are ahead of people, then they'll be successful.
Do you think the Eagles have a shot, though?
I think the Eagles definitely have a shot to win the game.
You want the Eagles to win the game?
I want the Eagles to win the
game.
I want it to be 27-24. I want 13 years ago to happen this Sunday.
Beautiful.
Except it's going to be in the eyes of the Eagles.
Can't we just have like a 600-3 blowout or something like that? No. Why got to worry about it? Why got to sweat this thing, Dhani?
No one wants to watch a game like that. No. We want to see a competitive
that
game.
Used to be the Super Bowls back in the day were like that. People say, oh, the game sucked, the hype. And
we don't want it to be over by halftime.
You don't want this to be Washington-Denver again, do you?
This is going to be a high score.
Remember those games?
It's going to be high scoring?
Yeah.
Over the 48.
So what was your prediction?
I said 37-24 Eagles.
You think there'll be that many points scored?
37-24, okay.
Listen, man, that Patriots defense has been hemorrhaging points, man.
Yes, it has.
Hemorrhaging
but
points.
Patriots defense has never, ever really been that good.
I know.
They've always struggled.
Donnie can go out there and play give a couple snaps and get in the rotation at linebacker and help the cause.
Probably so.
He's probably got a few plays left in him. I
got a couple plays.
I mean, if James Harrison has a couple plays left in him, you have to have a couple plays left.
I could go for a good 15, and I'd be all right.
Would you play third down specialist, or would you be out there on first and second down?
First and second.
First and second down?
Yeah, third down is a lot of running.
Yeah.
We're all over the place. I'm like, man, calm down.
We ain't got time for that.
Get back over here. Like, where y'all going?
Don, it's great to see you, man.
Thank you so much.
Let's give him a roaring round of applause. The great Dhani Jones. He traveled the world and conquered the world. And that was Bert Kreischer conquered the world, I think. Dhani didn't.
That was me.
You conquered the world, too?
I'm still conquering it.
Damn right. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right, thank you.
There he is, the great Dhani Jones. People leave with swag here. That's what they love. People want swag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, man. You show up with nothing, you're leaving with something when you come to this booth.
You're damn right. I usually show up with nothing and leave with nothing.
Of course, man.
And like it. I'll get nothing and like it.
Now, what are you wearing on your hand anyway, man?
I got the Tom Brady tape, man.
Where'd you get that from?
From the KT tape people. They invented this stuff. It's been around for a long time. And then they had James Harden wear it. Remember, you see it all over the NBA.
I know what
now.
it is. I've worn it before.
Have you worn this?
I haven't worn the actual KT material.
This is the actual real deal.
I know.
This ain't some Bobo tape.
Well, I've got the Bobo probably then.
I don't even think they had. You know, this used to be only available to people like medical professionals. You know, you had to have a prescription for this. You couldn't get this in Walgreens and Rite Aid. But now this company, KT, that makes it, they're based in Salt Lake City. They're the biggest in the world. And they provide it for all athletes. Even Dhani Jones has worn KT tape.
Well, how's your hand feeling? It's feeling better now?
Feels better now, man. Because, you know, I got tendonitis here.
I know you do.
Now I could go out and I could do a remake with Sylvester Stallone of the great arm wrestling movie.
Over the Top.
Over the Top. If Stallone comes here, because I'm bigger than him. He's just a little puny guy, Sylvester Stallone. I could take him in arm wrestling right now.
You could take Hawk?
I could take Hawk down.
You could take him down?
And take him down hard within 5 seconds.
You know what? It's like a switch when I turn it around.
You want to arm wrestle?
Oh, man. Over the Top. What a piece of shit movie that was. So, now, tell me, and let's what you call it? Let's give people a little recap of what's been going on here. So, Radio Row today, Thursday, has been absolutely popping, as Tony would say. It's been popping over here.
It's lit.
The who's
it's
who
woke.
starting to show up.
It's officially woke.
Russell Wilson was here a little bit earlier. Doug Flutie walked through.
Everybody's here, man. T.O. again.
T.O.'s making the rounds.
You have to be like Linda Blair in The Exorcist today. Not the throwing up of the pea soup, but your head's on a swivel.
It has
looking
to be,
around.
man.
Like Dhani Jones always looking around, make sure nobody comes in and cheap shots him.
But we are seeing today.
Or hits him from behind.
We are seeing today that we haven't seen in
What do we see?
the past few days. A lot more gold jackets walking around.
Damn
a lot
right,
of Hall of Famers starting to walk.
Yeah,
through
we're
the
getting
room.
close to Saturday. Who's going to get in? T.O. Is he getting in?
Tony, he deserves it.
Yeah, but he's not going to get in.
I know, but he deserves it.
Not this year. He'll get in eventually.
The second all-time leading receiver statistically in the National Football League deserves to be in the NFL.
Does Brian Dawkins get in? Is another big question.
Okay, well,
a lot of people say yes. Chris Rose said yes.
Yes, he did. But I'm with you though. I believe he should get in. However, I can't see them putting him in over John Lynch this year. I think John Lynch will go in. I hate to say just because of the ring, but if you put both players together, Lynch may not have been as menacing as Brian Dawkins, but he was still, instrumental in winning the Super Bowl for that team.
No doubt about it. But Dawk's a Hall of Famer, and that's the
thing.
He's
a Hall of Famer. Yes,
they're going to put 5 guys in, and will they put 2 great defensive backs in? That's the only question. They're not going to put 5 offensive linemen in this year, so they'll grease an offensive lineman, maybe 2. Then they'll put in a defensive back. Then we'll see the rest of the list. T.O.'s up. Will they say no? Not you. Have to wait another year. Randy Moss. Will they say to him?
He's got to get in, man.
You have to wait. Ray Lewis is a lock. I mean, Ray Lewis is the only stone cold guaranteed lock. You can mark it down. And as I mentioned earlier, he will be up there.
They're not keeping him out of Ken.
You're damn right. And he will be up there with a copy of Madden 05 where he's on the front, and then he'll turn it around and show Tony Bruno on the back, and then people will realize that's 2 Hall of Famers right there, my friends. That's 2 Hall of Famers.
2 of the GOATs.
Let's get Brian. Brian, come on up here, Brian Guntherman. Earlier today, Brian's one of our great, great listeners. Been following it. He almost got me to drink a Bud Light Lime a couple of years ago with Harry Mays. Brian was great enough to invite us into the Diamond Club with the Phillies because he had tickets, and he was a big fan of the show. And he invited us to go up there. We were in the Diamond Club, and Harry loves him some Bud Light Lime. And Brian Guntherman, who's a we say You don't have to be a rocket scientist or a nuclear scientist.
This freaking guy is.
He is Mr. Nuclear.
Texas Instrument himself right here.
He is. He is. You talk about critical mass. He got offended when I was talking about we've reached critical mass, and I didn't refer to him or defer to him with critical mass knowledge.
Now, what exactly is critical mass?
Let's go to Brian Guthman. And first of all, give him a roaring round of applause for being here on Radio Row, braving it. He drove all the way from the Salem nuclear power plant just to be here with us today. He could have been anywhere else. And I don't normally, as the great in the remix of the Ignition, the great R. Kelly says, you know, I don't normally, what's the first couple of words now?
Now, normally I don't do this.
Right, exactly. Normally Brian Guthman does not travel. He's got a Tommy Bahama shirt, relaxed shirt on. He's got a sailfish on there, a swordfish. Or is that a sailfish, Brian?
It's a fish with a pointy nose.
It's a fish. It's a fish that does not exist under the ice in Lake Minnetonka. I can assure you of that. That's big saltwater action right there. We love saltwater action around here.
Who doesn't?
Now, how are you enjoying this Radio Row now?
This is the time of my life. I've never done this before. It's control chaos. Is what it looks like.
Let me break it a little bit.
Now I'm not trying to be rude, but hey, pretty girl, I'm feeling you. The way you do the thing you do reminds me of my next to school.
Sorry, Brian. I got to bop to this.
We've been doing this earlier today. We had to get it out of our system.
Yeah.
You must be a football coach.
Now, because what was the line that because anytime I hear,
running our hands to my fro, bouncing on 24s.
You know, in the nuclear reactors all over the country and all over the world, they have this song. They're bouncing in the
No, they're panicking when the nuclear reactors are panicking, not bouncing.
Now, Brian, seriously, you are in the nuclear business.
I am.
You know fission. You know all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know about meltdowns. Luigi knows about meltdowns, but it has nothing to do with nuclear energy.
The only kind of meltdown Tony likes is in between two pieces of bread and
right
a lot
over
of
there
cheese.
at the melt shop. We had a meltdown on Radio Row the other day between a couple of radio guys, one of which I know and used to work with. Did you see that meltdown, Brian?
I saw something on social media about it. What happened?
I don't know. The guys yelling. Two guys having a sword fight.
They're just talking.
They're just talking. There were no punches thrown, no beer cans thrown. It was guys, a lot of testosterone here. Luckily, there's a lot of hot women here today, too. I'm sick and tired of seeing all these dudes walking around.
Yeah, there's some talent.
Now, Brian,
yes,
Brian helped us when we started the podcast. Remember,
yes,
Robin?
He did.
How pivotal and instrumental Brian Gutherman was?
The reason why we have some of the equipment we have is because of this man right here.
Yes, unbelievable guy. But how's the family? How's your wife doing, first of all?
We're all doing great, man. Yeah, we're empty nesting. My daughter just got engaged.
Congratulations.
Her husband-to-be is working the Super Bowl.
Is he working the Super Bowl?
Indeed, yeah. He works for NBC Sports.
Oh, beautiful. Luigi's going to work the Super Bowl next year in Atlanta as security, keeping people out of Radio Row, I think. Is that right, Luigi?
Hopefully not.
No, he heard. They the people that are here travel to all the Super Bowls. They take the cream of the crop. Like the woman that's here every day with us, she was in Houston last year. She remembered us. So they don't just get local people. They travel they got a ton
One
of
of
security.
Robin's buddies was here.
Yes.
The guy she sees every year, right? The gentleman
He's
every
a
year.
supervisor of officials.
He's a supervisor of officials? Tony's been... you were saying he's a supervisor of the officials.
Yes.
He's in every single one?
Yeah.
No, a lot of them. A lot of the NFL security people, they travel from location to location because the NFL knows that they can trust them.
Mm-hmm.
They know the ropes. They know what needs to happen. They don't have to retrain them over and over and over
They
again.
don't hire rent-a-cops. People show up and don't know anything. With all due respect, a lot of those people, they get hired temporarily, or there's volunteers that don't really know the ropes. These people are the best of the best.
Yeah, and they got to do background checks on all these people.
Exactly.
If they're already done.
Very thorough.
Exactly.
Very, very thorough background checks. But these people have to be very, very conscious of everything that's going on. They have to be very, assertive with moving people out of the way.
Exactly.
Checking IDs.
Especially when I'm coming through.
What the hell is walking past us right now?
That's the KT tape dude.
What's he wearing, though?
He's wearing spandex with KT tape all over it.
Poor K.
So that you
That's
can
a lot
see,
of information
no,
right
it's
there.
so that you can see where the KT tape
I
could
need it
be
on
applied.
my back, but I'd have to take my shirt off, and I don't want to go there yet.
Spandex?
I mentioned
Well,
the
so that
KT
he's not
tape.
walking around naked.
What do you think
he might
he's
as
gonna...
well be.
Oh.
You see the front of that?
Yeah, the guy needs to be a little more buff than that if you're going to wear that suit.
You throw me in that thing. It'd be a
Yeah,
little
let's
better.
throw
I think.
Luigi in that. But the dude is wearing...
You got T.O. walking around. Should have got him to sponsor the damn thing.
Well, so Brian...
Have you been down to Nicollet Mall, Tom?
No, we haven't even made it down there yet.
They've got Humvees that stop traffic when the pedestrians are across the street.
Get a little bit closer to the mic.
So that they got Humvees that'll stop the vehicular traffic when people are walking, so they can't come through. It's
Those
really,
are National
really
Guard guys. They're
yes.
all out here with are they M16s that they have?
Oh yeah.
AK-47s.
No, they're not AKs. I have one of those in the trunk, but that's only for protection of Luigi when somebody tries to get fresh with him. So Brian, we're so glad you came out, man. We even hooked him up and got him onto Radio Row.
Yep.
Not anybody can come in here.
Nope. All the rest of these railbirds are just sitting there.
The railbirds are out there on the tape. But Brian Guntherman is rolling with all the hobnobbing, with all the glitterati, all the bigwigs, the superstars. And then he's hanging with us, too.
Speaking of hanging and speaking of superstars, here's another person that we are going to play tape because
we talked to her yesterday. She's my home girl. I see her every year with her husband, the great Rodney Peete. But I don't want to talk to Rodney Peete. I want to talk to his wife, his better half, Holly Robinson Peete, and we caught up with her yesterday here on Radio Row.
I'm not quite ready yet.
Oh, well, you told me to go.
No. I was almost there.
All right. Well, we don't have all these productions. You know, Robin runs the tape, Luigi runs the audio. We're a three-man band here.
This is a well-oiled machine.
It really is. No, I mean, considering you got all these stations that have 15 people, this is a three-person operation.
For the most part, all the other stations get to just sit up here and just talk. And they have everyone back at home doing everything for them.
Your fans have no idea what a primo spot this is. With
it's the best spot on Radio Row.
there.
It's the king.
Best
this
spot
is
on Radio
the
Row.
king, the Budweiser king, the dilly guy, came over and said, "I don't even get that space in the castle
in the kingdom."
When the dude, the magician comes and makes everything turn into Bud Light. He almost turned him into Bud Light. Remember that one?
Oh,
I was with the king the other night. Did you see the pictures?
No.
Me and the dilly king. I held a Budweiser Bud Light can.
I know. I was there for that.
Sitting in the throne.
I'm glad I was.
But then I flushed it and I got the hell out of there.
Yeah, I was gonna say because we don't really drink Bud Light around here.
Okay, now I'm ready.
All right, let's go to Holly Robinson Peete, my home girl in the house here at the Super Bowl. Radio Row's not complete unless I see this lady. I don't care who's in the Super Bowl. She cares who's in the Super Bowl. Well, I care too, but I'm here anyway. But she's here, A, because her husband is now a big radio star, a former Philadelphia Eagle quarterback, and Rodney Peete, but she's legit. She's real Philly. Yeah. Not like, well, Luigi's real Philly too, but not as Philly as you. Holly Robinson Peete, good to see you as always, darling.
Tony, this is our annual date, and I have to say, this is a good date. This might be our best date yet.
Absolutely. Even though it's cold outside, we don't have to go outside.
Yeah, single digits, but we're in the mall.
I know.
So
now,
it's
you've
going
been
down
here
in the
before,
mall.
right?
I have. I come here every few months to do a clothing line that I have on a shopping network that's based here called eBuying Live. So I've been like getting really friendly with Minneapolis lately.
And obviously Rodney played in Detroit, so you came to Minnesota a lot when you were in the division.
That's right.
But was this mall built then, or was that before this mall?
This mall was built, but let's just say they've expanded it.
Yes, they have. Like King of Prussia in the Philly.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Like Westgate in Santa Monica.
Is there still Plymouth Meeting? Is that still out there?
Plymouth Meeting is still there.
Okay.
Luigi, one of our producers, he's a Neshaminy Mall guy, a Roosevelt Mall, and the Boulevard guy himself.
Okay.
Former.
It's a little dangerous to go up there now.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
The stores have changed, Holly.
The stores have changed.
The stores have changed, Holly.
The vibes have changed. The neighborhood's a little different now.
People change. Seasons change. You remember that song, right?
Yes, I do.
So now Rodney's doing radio in Los Angeles with Fred Rogan, a guy. I've worked with everybody in the biz. One thing I learned when I come here every year, everybody here, in some way, the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
I have pretty much worked with everybody who's ever worked in radio, other than people who are now just starting in radio.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because it's like an annual reunion tour. It's like a high school reunion. Every year you have a reunion.
It is. You know how they call the White House Correspondents' Dinner the Nerd Prom?
Right.
What do they call you guys coming here every year? Do y'all have a name?
Most of them, this is Radio Row. The Slob Prom, I would say, would be.
Slob Prom.
Now, you weren't here for the party last night in the amusement.
I was.
Were you there? I didn't see you there.
Yes, I did.
Did you do the roller coasters?
I did. I did that Ninja Turtles one.
Yeah, I love that. I love inversions.
I wasn't dressed for it. I was overdressed for the occasion.
Well, Luigi was, too. He had a tuxedo on and didn't realize that you don't go into a mall with a tuxedo. Because we have an official clothier, Domenico, and they provided us with formal wear. And I said, Luigi, you don't need 4 tuxedos at the Super Bowl.
No, but...
Yeah.
Well, I thought I was going to meet Morris Day, so...
Oh.
I figured the double-breasted plaid was...
What?
But they were outside when we were at media night Monday night. Morris Day and poor Sheila E., they had him outside in the freezing cold.
Listen, that's Minnesota.
I know.
They don't play. Like, Jimmy Jam is a great friend of mine. He was like, I'm having these concerts. I was like, I love you. I love Prince, but it is too cold to go outside to watch this concert.
We're inside with all the players and the media.
Yeah.
And then I thought they were going to, because last year in Houston, they did that little concert between the teams on stage.
That's for the locals, though, Tony.
I know. And
that's why they had it early in the week.
No, and that was outside. And that was, when I saw Sheila E. out there, and you talk about snow, when you watch football, old school with the nose in the snow, the steam coming off, guy. I'm watching Sheila E. banging the drums. I'm saying, she's got to be dying out there.
Yeah, no, only only in Minnesota.
So you weren't here when you don't go back to Metropolitan Stadium, which used to be here,
no,
right?
I don't go back that far.
Because the Metrodome came after it.
Yeah.
The Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome, and that's where the Vikings played for a long time before they built this new palace a couple years ago.
Right.
Which is amazing.
It's unbelievable, and like I said, I've been coming here a few times a week for business, month, and actually maybe like 4 or 5 times a year for business, and I've watched. I didn't watch it go up, but I watched when it opened, the first game, and one day I was downtown at a hotel, and I just walked in, and they were allowing people just to come in and tour it, and I was like, wow, this is a great spot.
See, if they had only built the Dome Stadium in Philly, that's why Philly will never get a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it would be a great Super Bowl city, so they got it. But you know what, Dome Stadiums?
Yeah, you got to play it. You got to have it comfortable.
Yeah, you do.
It's funny because the championship game can be played in a blizzard, but when it comes to the Super Bowl, you got to make sure everything's clean and warm and fresh.
That's right. You really got to go through the gauntlets of the wrath of snow and blizzards to get to the Super Bowl.
So you're out in L.A. watching these games. Did you think that they were going to be able to do this and get here?
I did. I really did. Ever since, not last year, but the year before, we went to an autism event at the stadium at the Link, and there was something special about the team. I know people say that, and it sounds corny to say it in hindsight, but there was something special about the team, about coach, just everything. I still felt that magic that when we were there, and of course I'm from Philly, so I bleed Eagle Green, and it just felt right. Special group of guys, and as they started rolling this year, man, I was like, okay, this looks like it's going to actually happen. So
now,
flying in my son and my brother, and we cannot wait to watch the game.
And we're talking about doing great stuff with charity, the Holly Rod Foundation, Holly Rod Foundation for years, and it's still going strong.
And the Eagles have always supported us. That's been the really great thing. You know, it's one thing to play in the league as long as we did, 16 years, and have different ownership, reach out. But like the Lurie's have always been supportive of our work and our mission, and so it feels good. It feels like home. So this is just the perfect ending to the season.
Absolutely. Well,
I take that back.
Sunday will be the perfect end.
We got to win this game, Tony.
I agree.
Like, we cannot come here and just lose. Like, we have to win.
Listen, I was on Broad and Snyder on Sunday night when after they beat the Vikings.
Yeah.
And
did you try to climb up one of those Crisco poles?
No, but the guy who did, he wasn't misbehaving. They told the police said come down, and he did. And there was no. Now I'm saying there were idiots around the city, unfortunately, because they're those, the people who start drinking at 7 a.m. and get beer muscles by 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
And then they make the whole city look bad. But I don't condone any bad behavior. I've seen it in L.A. when the Lakers won. I've seen it everywhere.
Sure.
Philly isn't the only city that does stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the one that when they do stupid stuff, it becomes bigger than anything you could possibly imagine.
Yeah. I'll say we because I'm a Philly fan and born and raised. But we do like to do stupid stuff, and we like to do it on steroids.
Exactly.
And so you're right. We're going to get caught for that. But I remember being here in 2005 and not being here, but
Jacksonville,
being in 2004. In Houston.
Okay.
We were with the Panthers.
Right.
And we lost, lost to the Patriots and Tom Brady. Can't believe he's still playing. And we got rolled up off that field in a way that was so disrespectful and humbling. So I don't want to see my Eagles get pushed off the field. So we need to be the last one standing.
I think so. I agree. Yeah. So tell us now you got a show on the Hallmark Channel that's debuting next month. Actually, it's the last day of January here.
Right.
So in February, which is tomorrow, February 14th.
It's debuting February 18th.
February 18th.
Called Meet the Pete's. It's a family reality show. Really fun, aspirational, inspirational. It's not your typical reality show. You know,
You're not throwing stuff at Rodney in the kitchen.
No,
and
well, not on camera. We wait for the crew to leave for that to start. No, we have an unbelievable time, you know, documenting our life journey, our family journey. And as many people know, we have a son with autism. We really like to chronicle that because I think that's very helpful to other families to see how we rally around RJ. Team RJ, he has a job with the Dodgers now. It's pretty cool of a story that I thought would never happen. So
you're not going to bring in any of the housewives to make like cameos, right?
No housewives, no housewives.
no basketball wives.
No, none of them will be coming through. But no, this is Hallmark Channel, so it's family TV. It's positive.
Now, will you bring in the actors who are always on every Hallmark Christmas movie? Because it's like the same story, right? Every year, and it's popular.
Right.
Robin watches it all the time.
Yeah.
Every Hallmark movie is basically the same. The actors are the same, and it's always the same heartwarming, right, Robin? I mean,
they're happy. They're happy movies.
Yeah.
They have a formula, and they stick to it. And in this crazy world right now, the climate, politically, everything, you just want to turn to Hallmark Channel, and they give you that warm hug and make you forget drama. I just did a movie, my first of a movie mystery franchise called Morning Show Mystery. Opposite Rick Fox, and so I now have a mystery show on the franchise on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, which is a different channel. It aired a couple Sundays ago. It did really well, and or Saturdays ago, and it's been going to re-airing. So look out for that. But it's been great being in the Hallmark family. They're awesome.
Everybody knows the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah.
You know, it's not one of those fringe channels that people don't. Everybody knows Hallmark Channel
and their brand. And this is their first reality project.
Oh, wow.
The Pete's. So this is a big deal.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, I do have, maybe you know this, but I've been curious and I haven't been able to find the information. How many new Christmas movies do they shoot every year?
130,000. No,
seriously, that's what it feels like.
You don't, and they have so many, and they cannot keep up with the demand.
It's crazy.
Every year, there are 80, 100 movies.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, you have to take the break and have the puppies running around the Christmas tree with the kittens.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, speaking of kittens, we got Kitten Bowl, which Rodney is going to be one of the play-by-play.
Oh, that's right. Because it's not only Puppy Bowl, there's Kitten Bowl.
This year, there's Kitten Bowl that's going to be on right before Super Bowl, Hallmark Channel
now, can we bet on it? We already know the outcome because it's been shot, right?
It's been shot, and
so we know who wins.
We don't know.
So Luigi's a gambling degenerate type of guy from Philly.
We got to figure out
who's going to be the MVK, the most valuable cat.
Yeah.
Or is it MVC? Oh, it's kitten, so it's K. That's right.
Yeah, and whether it's going to be Brett Ferv. Keep up, Tony. Keep up, Tony. Brett Ferv or Ron Gronkowski.
Gronkowski,
yeah.
Yes.
So
no Nick Folsky or I can't think of anything there. And the ragdolls.
Yeah.
Have you seen the ragdolls?
Yeah.
They're big cats, beautiful cats.
Yeah. And it's fun. It's a Kitten Bowl, super great. But the idea is to encourage pet adoption. And
absolutely.
They're getting, Hallmark Channel is singularly getting so many pets adopted through this program.
That's awesome.
Because they do it all across the country. So it's good
One thing
stuff.
I got to ask, there's so many, everything's a reunion now.
Yes.
You know, all the old school TV shows.
Reboot.
Are you doing any reboots?
Yes, I'm working on Hanging with Mr. Cooper reboot.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to do Hanging with Mr. Cooper reboot.
Yeah. I'm down. Mark Curry's down. We just got to get Warner Brothers to jump on board. And
why wouldn't they?
Don't know, because Fuller House and all those are such success.
Exactly.
We want the 90s again, guys.
We do. We used to love the 80s.
Yeah.
But now, because
we're
getting
90s.
older, it's all about the So, Holly, I hate to do final score. I don't care what the final score is. I just want, as Luigi, Mr. Hot Take would say, what's the most important thing on Sunday, Luigi? I'm going to give you the last word here. Oh, no, he's eating food now.
The W, right? We don't care about the score. Kevin Hart made some stupid, 850,000 to 1 prediction. And that made me mad because it's going to jinx it. Don't jinx us, Kevin Hart.
I know. Come on, Kevin. You're too young to understand us. I'm longer suffering than you.
We're not going to blow them out because they're just that good, and they've been here before, and we're not going to blow them out, but we are going to win, and I say we're going to win 28-21.
28-21. We have it documented.
Yeah.
It's on tape.
I believe this is the year. I'm
really
not like
do.
the Cubs fans who always said, this next year.
No.
This is it.
This is it. We got to do it now.
I felt the one in '80 in New Orleans. I was there.
Yeah.
I felt Jacksonville, but I still went scared. I'm not even afraid, and we're talking about the Patriots here.
Yeah.
I don't have a fear of them embarrassing themselves. I think they have a legitimate, genuine chance.
And also, the last game that we watched with Tom Brady, it's the first time I saw him. I'm not taking away about what it, but he looked vulnerable.
Yeah, we
he
could
looked,
get at him.
He looked like
Well,
an
guess what
older
happened?
player
Just
for
like
the
all of
first
us.
time ever.
He's getting older.
Yeah, and
Well,
and he
he's
now
still,
is like,
but he's still Tom Brady.
And he's still in
And-
amazing
and
shape.
We do not want to keep it too close because if it's close, he's gonna go for the jugular. I was at the game with the Rams when we lost our quarterback.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I was kind
Now,
of.
were you wearing Eagle gear or Rams
I was
gear?
not, because my brother-in-law is the running backs coach for the Rams, and he coaches Todd Gurley, so I wasn't going against family. Couldn't do the Fredo thing, but I was doing some low fives, you know. But when Carson went down,
But the stadium was mostly Eagle fans, right? The Coliseum
it
was
an Eagles home game. I've never seen anything like it in my life. But the good news was that, you know, we really, you know, came back. Nick Foles. Just an unbelievable performance, you know, a couple weeks ago. I'm just so excited for him and the whole team. We're going to win this.
Absolutely. Holly Robinson Pete, she's a winner at life. She's a winner at parenting.
Yes.
She's a winner at everything
we
she
have
does.
something for you.
And we have fabulous parting gifts.
Yes, we do.
Now, you have glasses
Please tell me
on.
they're readers.
They're reader, but these are not just readers.
What are they?
They're thin optics. So, you know, you have your phone.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well, I
Luigi
have
can't
pop
put
sockets.
down his phone, but you don't even have your phone with you, right?
Oh, it's here.
But it's not like out. Are you on it all day?
Yeah, all day long.
All right, then
But
I'm
it's
not
the
gonna
one
ask
for
you
you.
about
I put it down.
It's
That's
the
a good
one
job.
thing, though, you will never leave home without.
So you put this on,
Yeah.
and you see our little rotating thing there. That's all the different. That's only some of the designs they have.
Those
so
are
you can
awesome.
so look, it just goes on magnetically on your phone.
And you can put your pop socket on top of it.
You put and then you do this, and then you're in a restaurant, and you
Yo.
can't see it. You know, you can't see the check because it's getting darker. And you just put this on like this.
That may be the best gift on
It's
the row.
It's the best. Robin bought these for me 2 years ago online. The company. We talked about them on our show.
Do I
and the
get to
company
choose
was
which
listening.
one I want?
Yes,
No, actually, we're going to give you a selection.
an
So here's the
assortment.
thing. They now have new designs with a magnet on the back that you can, depending on what you're
First
wearing,
they
you
were
can
tape.
just
First
change
they
them
were
out.
tape on.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
you have this thing on
And
the back.
You don't have any Eagles stuff, do you?
No,
not yet. They don't have the
They're
NFL.
getting-
But they
so,
do. We'll
so
have
here's the cool thing is that, like, I have prescription glasses now
Yeah.
because my eyes are that bad.
Yeah, mine too.
But when I'm out and about and I don't want to have my regular glasses with me and I'm just carrying like a little fancy purse or something like that, I just take those with me everywhere, and that's their motto: always with you. It is. They
So
are
then this
always
is the
with
thing
you.
you stick on first on your phone, and then you can change for different motifs, different. So you put that on the phone,
I'm in
and
love.
then we'll let you pick out the
Well, no,
ones that
here.
you
So
like.
you can pick out other ones you like, but I have like a little assortment section that you. And then I also got them
and
for.
there's a keychain one that you can put in,
Oh,
and they
wow.
slide out of the keychain.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
does Rodney? Does he wear
Yes,
glasses?
he uses them
So
too.
we have a.
So we need something for him that looks.
Yes, so we have some
kinda
manly ones.
macho. Man, you guys are hooking
Since
me
you're
up.
LA people, do we have the surfer one for them in there, Robin?
He can, but if you want surfer ones, and then any of the other ones, they are such a fantastic company. A lot of their designs, depending on what the design is, goes to a different foundation. Yeah. And
They have
they
a
support.
Quincy Jones line.
Oh, they're
They have a lot of
awesome. We
great
don't
stuff.
have all of the designs here with us, but go to thinoptics.com.
And you can see the stuff. And if anything, if they break, they'll send you a new
Lifetime
pair.
guarantee.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah,
No,
for
they're
free.
phenomenal.
Love
They're
it.
based in San Francisco, thinoptics.com. Go to the website and check it out. It's phenomenal. I
Well-
fell in love with them so much when Robin got them for me because I always would have to have glasses
Yeah.
with me. And we talked about them, and they said, "Hey, we want to be a partner with you." And
Oh,
they've been our
that's
sponsor, and they've been
awesome.
phenomenal.
I see all your signage.
On you. And what do we call that behind me now?
What?
What's
Step
that
and
called?
repeat, a drop,
No,
what?
that's what I call it. Rinse and repeat.
Oh,
This is
okay.
a step and repeat. When Robin said, "We're getting a new step and repeat," I said, "What the hell's a step and repeat?" I know what they are, but I
Come
never
on, Tony.
heard of them.
S&R, that's what we call them in the business.
I haven't been in Hollywood in a few years.
Well, listen, thanks for having me. It's always great to see you, and we need to be celebrating on Sunday
yes,
night.
we will. We will be here
All right.
celebrating.
Yeah, I'm putting
Holly
it out
Robinson,
there.
Pete. Let's give her a roaring
Go
round
Eagles!
of applause, Luigi.
Go Eagles!
Go Eagles. Are you going to be saying fly Eagles? You're not doing the skull thing, though. You're not going to rub it in these
Eagles,
people's
fly,
faces here, right? The poor Viking fans who are disappointed. You're not going to rub it in their faces.
Yeah, that's too mean. That's too
Yeah,
cruel.
I agree. We're
mean,
not
they
like
they were this close to
I know.
hosting their
well,
own
at least
Super
in the
Bowl.
first quarter they were.
Well,
Let's give her a roaring round
they
of
were
applause.
W away. All right, guys, love you.
Love you too. Thank you, Holly. That's my homegirl right there, Holly Robinson Pete. There's homegirls and homeboys everywhere here in Minnesota. And then there's people from out of town, people from Twitter.
Yep.
My favorite place where we marched on Twitter headquarters, Robin and I.
We did.
Defiantly, triumphantly.
There
What,
we go.
5 years ago? I think it was on this day.
It
No,
might have
actually
been. It might have
wasn't.
been 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
It might have been because it was a while. I mean, you've been hashtag or
I've been
Twitter verified for a long
for
time now.
About 6 years.
But there was a long time where you weren't, and it was a complete and total outrage.
So we marched on South of Market, all the way down to the Twitter headquarters. We saw the bird up on the building. We said, we got to go in.
Yep.
We got to storm the Bastille and
got
get
what you were looking
upstairs.
for.
And we went to those security guards, and
I
we
said,
got
you know
nowhere.
who I am? And they said, get the hell out of here. And then security came in and rushed me out. But we were never deterred.
Nope.
We went back and we
I
found
would
somebody
not
who worked
leave.
there who was a fan of the show, and then he helped us get verified. And
Yes.
the rest is Twitter
The
history,
fabulous
ladies
Brandon,
and gentlemen.
I won't say his last name, but it was when Twitter they were transitioning over from what you needed to be verified or not, and
Exactly.
Tony had transitioned over from national to local.
And
at the
transitioning
time,
over it wasn't even popular yet then.
Yes.
Now everybody's transitioning.
You started the trend?
He did.
Well, not everybody, but
But it
joining
was-
us right now. I didn't
Yes.
even know Twitter had a sports division.
Yeah.
TJ Adeshola.
And if anybody should know this is you, Tony.
Of all people, right?
You know, there's TMZ Sports. Everybody's got a sports division. But now you're the head of the Sports League Partnership for Twitter, TJ. Tell me about that, because I need to move up the food chain a little bit
Sure.
here.
Well, first and foremost, on behalf of all of Twitter employees, past, present, and future, I apologize that it took so long for you to get that blue badge. It looks good on you.
Well, thank
you.
you.
It looks good on you.
And now, you know, and people would always say to me, listen, I got 10,000 followers. Can you get me Twitter verified?
See what happens?
And I said, no. Then we got Luigi here,
Oh, boy.
who's got his own show. He's got his own podcast now.
I'm a very successful young man.
And he's not verified.
Is that why I'm
Robin's
here?
not verified.
Is that why I'm here?
That's not why you're here. But when he told me you were coming on, I said, Tony, we got to get me a blue check mark here, man.
I didn't even think about this.
Robin was there with me at
My
Twitter 6 years ago.
My name represents a bird.
No offense, but the hell with
I
her.
should be.
No offense. You got to get me verified, man.
We can start. We have T-shirts with the blue check on them. Let's start there.
I'll put a blue check on
I
my
didn't even
ass
get
if you
one
need
of
to,
those.
man. Just verify me. I'm sick and tired of people trying to portray me on Twitter, damn it.
Fair enough.
What do I got? What's the process? What do I got to do?
You got to trust the process like the Sixers.
I trust the process.
Oh, there you
No,
go.
you-
Let's call Joel. Is Joel here? Is Joel here?
Call Joel.
He will
Okay.
be. I guarantee you
Let's
he
find out what
finds
the
a way to
process
show
is.
up
Let's-
at the Super Bowl on Sunday.
He's turned on Shirley Temples right now. So
Oh, boy.
just tell me what I need to do.
Yeah,
need
so
to march on Twitter.
To Tony's point, you trust the process,
Yes.
and you hope that the process plays out in your favor. Yeah.
Ain't nothing ever work out for me, man. I'm screwed.
I'm excited to be here, y'all. Thanks for
No,
thanks
because
for
it
having
used
me.
to be number of followers, and people thought if you had over 50,000, you automatically got it. And I had over 50,000, and then we found out that if you were just a radio person, you didn't get it. If you were on TV, so obviously things are changing.
Sure.
But then I was on TV. I was on ESPN with Keith Olbermann,
remember, yeah.
and then they said, okay, so they gave me a blue check mark.
Yes.
And then the world has now changed. I'm not.
The world
I'm no
is your
longer.
oyster
now.
now.
I've got a big rinse and repeat behind me here. I've got the biggest
He calls
space.
it
Is this not the biggest space of all these radio
It's
facilities
amazing.
here?
I'm looking for your Twitter handle on the.
And it's not on there. Robin didn't put it on
You
there.
know what? I am
At
bad.
Tony Bruno. Are you following me, by the way,
But
TJ?
I did do the hashtag must watch radio.
Are you following
Did you?
me?
Okay. Well, fair enough. What we'll do is, Robin, I know you're looking for the blue badge. We'll get Tony's handle on here first, or all three of your handles here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we can submit an application for you guys and see.
Now
what
you're verified,
the
right? You got to
process
be
goes.
verified.
So what's interesting? No Twitter employee is verified. So Jack, even our CEO,
Jack's not
4
verified.
million followers.
How's that possible, man? You got
4
his name
million
was on the
followers.
letterhead. How is he not verified?
Did you just womp me?
If you work for Twitter, how can you not be verified? How do I know you're really from Twitter?
The platform is for beautiful people like you all, and we're just here to give you the tools to do really cool things on Twitter. So it's not about us. If Jack and his 4 million followers isn't going to get verified, my ass isn't getting verified either.
So how
And I'm
many
okay with
followers
that.
do you have?
I have a few thousand. There's something.
But
You
you know
don't buy.
what?
You don't have to buy followers when you're at Twitter like some people do to make it look like they're really.
But
important.
you guys are cracking down. I mean, for a while there was a big trend for the purchasing of followers because the more followers you had, the more advertisers you could get, and there was sort of a symbiotic, not a good relationship.
It was fake news.
It was fake,
basically,
yeah.
as someone would say.
And now, because Twitter has become so important, and there are so many stories that are broken on Twitter.
People find out they were traded, like Alex Smith on Twitter.
That's crazy.
It
Did you
is
realize
crazy.
That? He
And
found out.
Blake Griffin,
Blake
another one,
Griffin
too.
found out on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Tony, I walked past Alex
literally, it was like, hey, Alex, how are you? He goes, hey, how you doing? Talked to him for 30 seconds.
Wow.
In that 30 seconds, he was traded.
Wow.
During that time is when he was traded.
That's why you get the breaking news
I
here.
had everything to do with the Alex Smith trade.
Yes, you did.
Every single thing.
But
And
I
I'm still
mean,
not verified yet.
The thing that I think that is so important about Twitter is the way Twitter has infiltrated our everyday lives.
Sure. Yes.
And so it is really important that the people that are there, it truly represents who is following them, that it's real, it's organic.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Twitter is now kind of cracking down on the fake ones.
Yeah, I'll say 2 key priorities for us are trust and safety. That's one. We're obsessive about that.
Yep. Yes.
And the second is discovery. Like, you guys do dope stuff on Twitter all the time. We need to surface that content to people who have an affinity for your content. So discovery and making sure that the right people see your content.
Now, I find out now when I'm tweeting here at all the Super Bowl stuff, Mall of America, the hashtags, and they love it. You know, the people here in Minnesota are great. But the other night I realized when I was taking pictures, I only had to put one word to get the most response, and that was bruh. B-R-U-H, exclamation point, and then post a picture, and boom, I'd get 1 million retweets.
That's all you need.
But I'd put, like, really good content, and, like, nobody cared.
Right. So Tony, have you tried lit yet? Have you tried lit?
No, I'm lit, but I'm woke, too.
There was
lit and woke?
There was.
Are they the same thing?
There was one Saturday night. I was trending in L.A.
Were you really?
Yes, I was trending in L.A. for 2 hours.
I
have no idea. All I know is I was trending in LA.
How did you not remember that? When you trend on Twitter,
I didn't even know I was being. I got told.
You show up on trend maps.
Someone tweeted at me and said, "Luigi, you're trending in LA right now." I said, "Well, I should be at all times."
I lived in LA 11 years. I never trended.
I've never trended either.
Although
Robin,
I was picked best of LA.
Well, no, you did.
Who you are.
Yeah.
You
LA
have
magazine.
trended a lot. You've started the trend. You were even the Fly Eagles Fly. You were
I
were
got
told that you
credit.
were the #1 reason why Fly Eagles Fly.
Well,
you're
the
gonna
correct
own
spelling
this
of it.
now? Oh, yeah,
Because
the correct
people were
spelling.
tweeting out fly, E-A-G-E-L-S, fly, and that was actually the trending hashtag. And then I said, wait a minute, no, it's E-A-G-L-E-S.
That's true.
And the weird thing is, the misspelled version was still having more retweets than the correct version of the hashtag.
So we fixed that because now there's an emoji when you use
Yes,
that hashtag.
which
so
I'm
thank
doing.
you, Tony.
I'm doing. I
I'm
use
here.
a lot
I'm-
of the
I'm-
little
I'm like-
emojis that automatically pop up, and if
I'm
there's
like
no emoji on there, I'm like, wrong one.
I'm like the volunteer fireman. I'm the guy who wants to make sure that I do my part to keep Twitter safe
Keeping the Twitter street safe
and
is what
happy
Tony's doing.
environment for all.
Not all heroes wear capes, Tony.
Exactly
Not
right.
all heroes.
Bruh.
Not only are you here, bruh. Bruh's a good one, though, right?
Bruh.
Now, Brendan Lee's here, too, from Twitter. He's a Philly guy, too.
He is.
Philly's in the house
Yeah, my mic is
everywhere.
live, man. Why don't you get on the mic?
Get on here, Brendan. Get a
Come on,
chair,
Brendan.
man. Pull up a chair over there. There's a chair right there.
Grab a chair. We gave them
ABC
sandwiches, man.
Radio.
Take whatever you want, man.
ABC Radio's not here.
We've been feeding Radio Row. Take whatever you want.
ABC, do you see anybody at that desk? Hell no.
That's Spanish-speaking radio anyway.
Oh, those are my boys over there. They're out working.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Now,
Brendan,
Brendan,
you're
now, how
gonna have
long
to
you been
scooch in
with Twitter,
closer
man?
then. Well, you can't move, otherwise they both move.
Been at Twitter a year. You know, like I said, Philly guy, so that's why I'm excited to be on with you. That's the only reason. TJ's supposed to get the spotlight, not me.
No, you're part of it too, man.
Now, can he help me get verified?
Oh, wow.
Trust the process. I'm a Philly guy.
Well, if you look at my Twitter account, I've been trusting the process for a long time. All right, man.
We got to get Joel on the line. We got to get
Joel
on the line.
Embiid. Vote. We should do like a Twitter poll. You know, like the NBA vote. You know, NBA vote. Hashtag NBA vote.
Retweet. Get Curto verified. That's what I'm talking about.
So here's what you should do after the show. Have you used a Twitter poll before?
Yeah, of course.
So I would ask your audience, should I get verified after this show? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
And then how are you going to say it?
You're gonna at me in the tweet copy at TJay.
Doing it right now.
Super easy.
Wait, let me write this down because I want to make sure I'm following
at
you.
TJay.
AY. Not your whole name though, right?
No.
It's not T because that's too long. TJ Adeshola is your real name, but it's
Hey, that is a
TJAY.
good-looking dude. Is that me?
That's me.
Oh,
That's me.
that's a good-looking woman there too, the blonde. But that's that's what happens at the Super Bowl, and we have to we make sure we scope the entire crowd here. Even Miss Robbins looking out for me.
I do. I make
Now-
a great wingman.
So do you know? I'm going to make sure I follow you now. So everybody has to follow at TJAJ. Now, Brent-
TJAY.
AY. I'm sorry. Y. Is that right? Is that a Y there?
It is TJAY. You'll see.
Now, Brendan Lee, what's your Twitter handle, man? Wait, get in here now, man, in
Come
the
on,
mic.
Brendan. Talk to
Come
the
on, man.
people now.
You don't
Brendan
rock the
Lee.
microphone?
No, I'm just here to get this guy the press. He's doing the hard work.
Wait. I have to say, you were talking about bruh. Look at what his Twitter description is.
Can we read that out loud?
Yeah, let me
The
read it
last
for you. Let me
sentence.
get my, see, I need my thin optics now so I can read this. I slang tweets at Twitter Sports, formerly at ESPN. I don't even know what a verification is, bruh. Say that right there. He dropped a bruh in his Twitter profile.
Yep.
And you went to Georgia? You're a Bulldog?
I am a Bulldog.
I love that. That's my favorite team. That's my favorite college football team.
Go, man.
All day,
Have you
seriously.
been between the hedges
I've
in Athens?
been between the hedges, but not in Athens. You know what they say.
You know, Jack now is going to say, you got TJ on here trying to talk serious stuff, and you're going to make like innuendo like that on the show? Well, that's what we do, actually, in addition to talking sports.
See a broad to get that booty act.
Yeah, exactly.
Lay her down or smack 'em, yak 'em.
Cole got to be. Brandon, what's your Twitter handle now? I hope Jack's not listening right now.
TJ's loving it, though. That's all
Is
that matters.
Jack listening right now? It's Brendan 3 Lee. Not Brenda Lee, of course, who did all those great songs, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Brendan 3
Brendan.
L-E-E. So I'm going to follow you now. You got to follow me now.
Oh, absolutely.
TJ,
Absolutely.
you got to follow me, man.
Absolutely.
How many followers did he have, man? How many did you have?
I'd say like 3,000.
You know, that's been a tradition of mine. And people, like, it's a running bit. Whenever I get somebody on, and even when I know, like, they're athletes or celebrities, I'll always say, by the way, are you following me? And they already are, just to piss them off. You know, I just say that. Are you following me? Are you following me now?
All right, it's done. It has been sent. It is now out in the universe.
The poll?
The poll is
Let's
up.
check it out. Let's check it out.
There it
At
is.
Luigi Curto 22 on the poll. Let's get the Twitter poll going.
At Luigi on the pole. That's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
whole different meaning.
Well, that's a side job. We don't want to get into that. It's Super Bowl week. We're trying to keep
this
it real
is good
here.
tweet copy, Luigi. This is really
You like that?
Wow.
It's kind of, dude, I'm not a quantity guy. I'm a quality man.
Yeah, this guy knows what he's doing.
And you see what he has on his phone, on the back of your phone. Now, is that an actual, did you put that on there, or did you buy that now?
Nah, it was a gift, actually.
Twitter fingers, it says. Hold
Oh,
it
I
up
like
to the
it.
camera so people can see it right
Yeah,
here.
there we
Twitter
go.
fingers. Nobody's got better Twitter fingers than Luigi. Luigi is addicted to social media, and he's never off his phone from the moment he wakes up until he goes to. He actually tweets in his sleep.
So this is the first time that
I
we've
tweet so
traveled.
you
with
don't have to, Tony.
I do it anyway,
Do
man.
you understand? I
keep
am
it
the
real with
brand.
people.
I am the brand, Tony.
This is the first
I'm
time
not
that
new to
we've
this. I'm true to
traveled
this, damn it.
with Luigi where we didn't have separate rooms. We have like one of those what do they call
Follow
the
you now,
shotgun Airbnb. So
yeah,
you have to
for
go
sure.
from one room to the other. So to get to the kitchen, you have to go through his bedroom. So if you I had to go into the kitchen in the middle of the night. He's sleeping in his sleep. He's doing this.
Wow.
He's got Twitter fingers.
He's
too.
got Twitter fingers.
I do one finger.
You know you can schedule tweets.
Thank you very much.
I know I can.
No, Luigi's not. He's not verified yet.
I'm networking.
All right, people,
No,
calm
the
down.
People, we will. The crowds will erupt. when this
Those are
happens.
people who just followed
TJ,
Luigi
I'm
on
gonna
Twitter.
follow you right now, TJ. Let's ready.
Perfect.
Live, bang.
All right,
That's
let's
the-
get back to
that's the
serious
best
stuff
decision
here.
you made all day.
DJ, you said
Great.
you're now there's a sports league partnership phase of Twitter.
Yeah.
So explain it for the people out there who don't understand,
'Cause this
which
is
is
kinda
pretty much
new,
all
right?
of us.
Sure. So we've had a team that has grown exponentially over the past few years. What we know is that people use Twitter on a day-to-day basis,
Right.
and they often need advice and they need consultation as to how to be effective on the platform. So I manage our league relationships specifically, so NFL, which is why we're here, NBA, NHL, MLB, and I equip them with tools to do really cool stuff on Twitter. So that's my job. It's fun. It's fun.
No,
so
it's
when you
awesome.
say equipping the tools, like how to have things be noticed more, how like what do you mean?
Great question. So a lot of things. At a high level, it's kind of assessing their channel and saying, here's what you do okay, here's what you could do better, here's what you should avoid. Here are products and tools that we have in place that will help you be better at Twitter. Take a look at what others in the space are doing. You should poach that, and that to really increase your follower base and to deepen the engagements that you have on the platform.
So like one of the things to avoid would be don't do cocaine and tweet about the hooker that you're sleeping with. That's like one of those
What
ones.
are you
that's
doing in my
right up there.
DMs? Seriously, what the hell are you doing in my DMs?
That would be
It
one.
says
that
Tony
was-
Bruno Show inquiries only. What are you doing in my DMs?
That's one that's really frowned upon.
Be smart. Be smart. Be smart when you tweet.
But I mean,
Be
that is
smart when
that
you
is
tweet.
something that a lot of so is that like Twitter etiquette, like things that because there are a lot of people that have gotten in trouble with Twitter.
Sure. And there are a lot of people who've done really great things
Yes.
with Twitter as well. So that's certainly, there are times where leagues will say, hey, we're going to have a rookie symposium. Can you come and talk to the young guys to make sure that they're thinking about social in really smart ways? And we've done
That's
that with
awesome.
college programs as well. Like, guys, be smart.
Yes.
Because the whole world can see this. This is the
Yes.
microphone to the world.
And
So-
Joel Embiid uses it to
Oh, he's
perfection.
amazing. He's
Even though
amazing.
some people say, he's talking too much, but he's goofing off, and people love it.
Sure,
People love that
sure,
stuff.
Sure.
And he actually utilized it. Like Charles Barkley doesn't do Twitter. And
Right.
Charles Barkley's the most outspoken guy in the world.
He'd be
but
hysterical
I
on
know.
Twitter.
Oh, man.
I've asked him a couple times. I'm like, everything that comes out of your mouth, just write it down. It's hysterical.
Be so good.
Don't write it down. Tweet it.
Well, tweet it. I mean,
That's what I do.
See,
I should
see
take you
what I'm
guys on
saying?
the road.
I'm building the brand.
I got to
man.
take
I'm
you guys on
building
the road.
brand.
Wow. This
You
is
need
amazing.
me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
I do.
I know. I should have the little robin bird up there. I should get a tattoo of Twitter bird.
What is it?
attach
What is the Twitter bird? What kind of is it? I mean, is it fashioned after
It's
a
a
certain kind of bird?
It's a blue bird
Blue
indeed.
bird.
And his name is Larry. There are a lot of
That's
people
his
don't
name?
know that.
Male?
His name is Larry.
I did not know that.
Yeah, fun
Larry
fact.
is the Twitter bird?
Fun fact, yeah.
Is that
Larry the
is that
bird.
breaking news?
It may be.
Let's
It may
hit the
be. I don't
breaking
know.
news sounder here. A lot of people, including myself, a Twitter person since when? 2007, 8?
I mean, a lot of people probably assumed that the Twitter bird was female because it's kind of top of mind, female bird.
Why does everything have to be
I
about
don't know.
gender?
Well, because
It could be
cars
gender
are
neutral.
female, boats are female, things are
So you should have named
oftentimes
it Robin
female.
so it could be gender neutral and you wouldn't be known.
Larry's
Larry's
not
I
a
have
gender
actually, I actually have audio from Larry right now.
Let's go to the tape.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry is a man.
Indeed. It's confirmed. And he's 40. Correct.
And he's 40, yes.
Got it.
Sort of like a coach who's now like 43, I think, since the last time he said that. But this is an education, man, and I really appreciate you guys
Thanks for
coming over.
having me.
No, but it's
TJ Adeshola, I'm saying it right. It's
You
Adeshola,
are.
right?
You are.
I have one last question,
Sure.
though,
Yes.
really, really quick, with this whole sports league. Now, Periscope and Twitter are now intertwined.
Correct.
Is the sports league thing? Are there going to be things specifically produced through those partnerships for Twitter?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned it. So the Patriots, as well as the league, are going live 24 hours up from now through the Super Bowl. And they're using Periscope, and we've created a custom timeline for them. So they can go live at any time, and they have a timeline that is essentially attached to them going live on Periscope.
That is awesome.
Well, you know, we're on now on Facebook Live. We're on Periscope.
Yep.
We're obviously live tweeting on Twitter.
Yep.
Correct.
And what else are we on?
You guys get a lot of hearts on Periscope, too.
Yeah,
Yes, we
absolutely.
do.
All right, stop the
People are
press.
watching right now, and we're getting a lot of hearts.
We got one vote at 100%.
100% right
That's it.
now.
Ain't
So
getting no
yes.
better now. Let's go.
I think
Could you
that was me.
hashtag me so people actually see it?
I think that your own votes don't count.
I didn't
though,
vote, man. This
believe
came
me.
from L.A.
All right.
You got a lot of love in
one
L.A., or at least one person who likes you in L.A.
I just need to go back to Cali and call it a day, brother. That's it.
Exactly. Guys, thanks so much
Thanks
for
for
coming
having
by,
me.
man. Brendan
Thanks for
Lee and
having
TJ Adeshola from
Awesome.
the new Sports League Partnership Division of Twitter.
Indeed.
I don't have to march. I can march to New York office or San Francisco office. Now I have two choices.
I'm
now that
closer
I'm
to
back
you.
on the East Coast, I can go right up, get on the Amtrak
TJ's
itself.
closer, so we can
Yeah, we
totally
go up to
march
take
on
the
it.
Don't
Amtrak.
march. Take an Uber.
Take an Uber up there. It'll be
Or
expensive,
Lyft.
though.
Yeah, it would.
Well, I'm looking forward to actually doing stuff with you guys, and I need definite help on the social aspect of things.
And Luigi needs a lot of help, as you've seen in
every
this,
aspect.
In these few
He
minutes
needs
we've been
therapy.
together. Guys, thanks so much, man.
Thanks
Enjoy
for
the
having us.
weekend.
Thank you so much.
Let's give Twitter a roaring round of applause.
I was going to wait till they verify me before I did it, but it's all
No,
right.
I'm in control now. I say give him a roaring round of applause. You give him a roaring round of applause.
Always, brother.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, man. Thanks. Thank you so much.
So we're actually a little
We're
bit
way
over
over.
time, and we
went
have things
overtime
to
for
do.
Twitter.
So
You don't see any other radio show saying, all right, we're supposed to stop.
We got stamina, Holmes.
That's right. We like that. Howard Stern doesn't stop at the top. He keeps going. He keeps going and going. That's what we do on a show. Nobody tells us what to do. Nobody puts this show in the corner.
Nobody
You know
puts
what I'm
baby in
saying?
the corner. I actually have that drop.
Nobody. I mean, nobody.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
You're damn right,
I can't
man.
believe I had that in the archives.
We got it all here, man. That's why the show is the #1 podcast.
Tony?
Maybe on the planet surface.
We were going to get me verified before 2019.
Forget about the Ross Tucker 72 football
Scared.
podcast.
Who cares, dude?
Forget about all these other people who think they're podcasters. You've come to the king of Podcast Row. You've come to Radio Row and the Tony Bruno Show. Yo.
I mean, how great has this day been? We've been fed from start to finish.
Yep.
Robin's pulled great guests all day long.
We got Town Hall Brewery bringing us product, food.
The place you're going to be at, hosting the Super Bowl 52 party, came here to show
Hall
some
Brewery.
love.
The owner, Pete Rafakis came by.
Yes.
From Town Hall Brewery. Go to townhallbrewery.com. Don't forget the big game party right there. No cover charge
Starting
to get
at
in.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Super Bowl Sunday right near U.S. Bank Stadium.
Yes.
It's going to be off the charts, baby.
Jack said he's still here, by the way.
Jack who?
Our call screener.
Oh, Jack?
Poor guy.
I'm sorry, Jack.
Well, he's listening. And I know that there's probably people that were calling in, but we were back to back to back to back.
It's like LAX at 3 in the afternoon or at 3 in the morning.
So thank you, Jack, for being on standby.
Jack in the back.
For phone calls that we weren't able to get to. And I apologize to anybody that was calling in, that was on hold.
We got to thank Merril, Hoge, my old buddy from ESPN, former Pittsburgh Steeler great. The great Pete Rafakis, who is the Town Hall Brewery owner. Joe Theismann, who joined us today. Donnie Jones. How much fun was that with Donnie Jones?
Incredible fun, man. He didn't bring his little ukulele with him, though.
And Brian Gutherman, our own nuclear scientist. So if there's a meltdown on this show, he will be able to control the rods and get rid of the diffused.
Before Godzilla comes out.
What do they call those things? The rod. What kind of rods are they? The spent fuel.
Ronald Darby just walked by the way.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
The spent fuel will be disposed of from this show and from Radio Row. And there's a lot of
radioactive waste.
There's a lot of radioactive waste in and around this Radio Row compound today. So we will be burying them out in the Mojave Desert right after the show, taking all the spent fuel rods, and then Luigi will join him, and then we'll bury him down there under like 72 feet of concrete.
What did I do to deserve this, man? I've been
I'm just trying to get you a little tougher.
And this is the grazing. I understand it. I'm good with it, Tom.
And Holly Robinson Pete was here today too. Well, she was here yesterday, but we ran it for you today. Jay Glazer was here today.
He started it off today.
Exactly right. And don't forget, tomorrow is going to be the blowout. I mean, it's going to be 52% off everything because it's super. I looked at the store last night. I said, why does it say 52% off? Because it's Super Bowl 52. Hello.
So now we need to book it out of here. I need to have a couple things to do on the computer.
I got to go now on with Mark Willard in San Diego.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go to KJR in Seattle. And then I'm going to go to South Dakota. And then I'm going to go to North Dakota.
But then
and then I'm going to go on the roller coaster. And then I'm going to go all the way to the White House.
No, then you're going to go back to the Airbnb where you're going to change into a beautiful Domenico's
formal wear.
Formal wear.
No, it's not really formal wear.
It's fashion for the modern man.
For the modern man.
And you are a modern man.
And we will be at the...
You're a Renaissance man, Tony Bruno.
And I'm looking for one down low. If anybody has an extra ticket to the EA Bowl... We only got 2. I'm trying to get Luigi in.
I'm in my pajamas, basically.
He doesn't want to drop the 150 to get in.
175. 175.
Well, I can get. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him a ticket. I'm telling you right now. I will get him a ticket to the Madden Bowl, so I don't have to hear him complaining for the rest of the week. That I couldn't get myself in.
Tony,
I had to beg to get in.
I'm not complaining. I said go have a good time. I'll find something to do.
It's an outrage.
I'll download Tinder. I'll be fine.
And we want to thank Michael and David Winery, as always, our favorite wine, and our fantastic Thin Optics, always with you, thinoptics.com.
You go to their website and look at all the product. You order something from Thin Optics during this Super Bowl times, this whole week. When you check out, you get 15% off the total cost.
When you
by
put
putting
the code Bruno.
Right. When in the checkout, when you put you have a code, a discount code, Bruno, 15% off.
Seriously, there's nobody in your life that don't know that needs glasses.
Exactly.
Whether it's your mom, your dad, whatever. And these are the best reading glasses that you can possibly give anybody because they literally are always with you.
Always with you. And also with you, Luigi Curto and Brian Guntherman and all the rest as I give the final blessing here on Radio Row on the Thursday before the Super Bowl. We are 3 days away from kickoff and at least 5 parties away from kickoff. And it's off the Heezy.
I'm 5 shots away from setting it off. I'll tell you that right now.
But we're lit, and we're woke, and we will continue to stay that way until we drop.
I can't wait for tomorrow because you've been telling me while we're letting Andy Griffith play just for a moment, you've been telling me all week. You said, Luigi, when you get in here, day one's going to be just very, very calm and very slow. And then day 2 is going to ramp it up just a little bit. And by Wednesday, you'll start seeing us fill up a little bit. But by Thursday will lead you into Friday, which is going to be the absolute blowout central on radio.
Really is.
You are going to see everyone. Now, Roy Jones Jr. just walked by a little while ago. James Toney came in with him. So now, former boxing champions are coming in. Anybody who's here in Minnesota will be here tomorrow, and they're going to come here.
They can go to all these other stations. They can go to all these other markets. But there's only one place that's got to rinse and repeat the size of ours. And ours is bigger than theirs.
Damn right.
And you know what they say, size does matter.
Yes, it does.
Especially when you're watching those videos and at the beginning they have those ads for the product that you can buy.
Yeah.
Size does matter. Take it from Savannah Sampson. Size does matter. In the meantime, thank Miss Robin, Luigi Curto, Brian Guntherman. Brian, what's your Twitter handle? I want to get you. You're a nuclear guy. You got to get butter. Can you turn Brian on? I want to get his Twitter handle again.
It's at NJ Nuke.
At NJ Nuke, not affiliated with NJ News or the NJ government, NJ.gov, or anything else they do in New Jersey except the high tax.
Do not forget to share. Please share the show. Tell everybody about it.
Whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter.
No matter where you are, but mostly the Facebook and Twitter right now, they're the ones that help us grow the most.
And don't forget the people who are getting us to all these platforms,
yes.
Robin.
Oh, yes.
Twitch.
No. Switchboard Live.
Switchboard.live, right?
Yeah, actually, you know what? They just sent me something. We're going to continue going this for just a second.
I want to make sure we give them love because without them, you're not seeing this all over the world, all the way down to Australia, all the way up to Poway, California, all the way to San Luis Obispo.
Tacony, Philadelphia.
All the way at the tip of Maine, all the way out even beyond Maine, which is Nova Scotia, and then all the way to the West Coast, to the Pacific Northwest, to Vancouver Island, all the way into Canada, over the border, anywhere you want to listen to the show, from Auckland, New Zealand, from sea to shining sea.
Ah!
Thank you. And
from sea to shining freaking sea.
Hey,
thank you, Francis Scott Key. Thank you very much.
Bro.
Not America. It is America.
Damn right.
America.
And let's get the final plug in here, Robin, because we want to thank these people. For without them, I would be talking to myself here and wearing my Optics glasses.
Here we go.
God's sakes.
Switchboard Live. Switchboard Live for all your live streaming needs. You could broadcast to one destination or 1,000 destinations at the same time. And there's only one thing better than that, and that is...
2 chicks at the same time.
Exactly. No limits, no complicated tech stuff, just quality. So it takes seconds to fire up your camera, and you start streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, wherever, whenever, Switchboard Live. It's how you do live, and we do it live. And we'll do it live again tomorrow.
We'll do it live.
Damn right. Want to find out more? Go to www.switchboard.live. It is the place to get your content out and about. In the meantime, I'm going to go crash and burn, and we'll go out tonight. We're coming back tomorrow. Whatever we need to do, we're here for you. And thank you for listening today. We'll see you again tomorrow. We'll see you at the parties. We'll see you everywhere on the Tony Bruno Show Live podcast. Thanks for joining us.
We now return control of your television set to you until next week at this same time, when the control voice will take you to the
Tony Bruno Show.